Oh, hey, there we go. Hey, hi, hello, good evening. Welcome to the middle of the week. I hope it has treated you well so far. For me, um, let's just say this week is probably gonna be like a roller coaster, and the first 3 days are like me going on the incline, right? That part where the coaster kind of locks into the chain track and is like bringing the cars up, and then there's gonna be a big drop happening tomorrow. It's gonna be pretty wild, let me tell you. But for now, tonight, I'm just gonna relax and take it easy before the big thing. Also, hello, S. Daniel. It's good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for checking me out. And yes, hello to you too, Molecular Shadow Fox. Happy Wednesday. How are you tonight? We're just gonna get in here. We're just gonna continue. Because I did get on a little earlier to kind of take care of a little business. Like I mentioned on Twitter, I cleared out the mailbox of the extra parts, so hopefully we won't get notifications about how my mailbox is almost full, and I'm going to be losing out on parts if I don't clean it out. Also, went and bought some cars so I could like meet prerequisites and unlock new playlists. So we got 3 of them. Yeah, we're just going to do 3. Only did 4 last week so I could get fast travel. And you know what the funniest part is, of all the saying, me talking about how fast travel was going to be awesome, I think I used it like, I could probably count the number of times I used it on one hand, really. Yeah. Relaxing time before you-know-what hits the fan, right? The calm before the storm, the night of calm before the big battle tomorrow. Well, it's not going to be like a literal battle, but you know, it's just going to be like a big deal. I'm great, thanks. Finished work today for 4 weeks. Oh my god, dude! A whole month's break, man. That's gotta feel awesome. It's like reminds me back in the day when I was still in school, and school would let out for the summer, and you have like 3 months, or maybe 2 to 3 months of just doing whatever the heck you want. Of course, it seems really cool to start, right? Just like really living it up for maybe a week or so, and then eventually that becomes your new routine, right? And you just like, all right, now what? Granted, that's like when I was a kid, right? As an adult, I appreciate any amount of free time I can get. Totally half-arsed it. You know how it is when you're do a holiday. Oh yeah. You're just like getting into holiday mood, right? It's like the transition. You know, I think most people already anticipated, even at work and at school. You always see maybe the day or two leading up to it, people just kind of ease up a bit, right? To let you just maybe don't go as nuts if, you know, nothing urgent is due. It's very needed. I've been getting so burned out lately. Yeah. I think that's the thing, like, at least workers are starting to realize more, right? Sometimes you just need to loosen up a bit, right? Not everyone can go at like 100% all the time, right? For those who can, like, hey, that's pretty awesome. But for the rest of us, it's like, yeah, sometimes you just need to kind of scale it back a bit, take a break, recharge, what have you. 60 hours a week takes its toll. Oh, I can imagine it does. Holy cow. I don't know if I could ever do like 60 hours a week. I don't think I ever did. I know some other people who did, and they rarely had time to do anything else. They would always tell me, yeah, just my routine would just be like, you know, get up, go to first work, then maybe take some time off to eat, and then go right to my second work, and then go back home, and then sleep, rinse, repeat. Sure, they might be making like mad bank, but what's the point of having mad bank if you got nothing to use it on, right? Set up a futon at work. Oh boy, that's when it's reached critical mass, right? Might seem that I watched some anime where they made light of that, and I just kept on thinking in the back of my head, oh my god. In a more serious work, this would probably be treated with all the gravitas it probably needs, right? Whew. Okay. So, that being said, last we left off, I did that exhaustive Liberty Walk playlist, and I was just like, all right, took a little time off of that. I also did I did the summit contest during the Streamiversary, and now we're just gonna continue with some playlists because I got 3 new ones open here, and I think the place to start would be with cars, right? We'll just get back into the drift scene. We did Gymkhana last week, and now we're just gonna do general drifting stuff. Just gonna set up a waypoint. I'll wait to gain control of our character, and then we're gonna get out of the main stage. I like how leaving the building is automatic. You don't even need to like press B. It just gets you out of there. That was me when I did 14-hour days at the supermarket. Oh my god! I could not. It's like not just working at the supermarket, but you also got to deal with people, and usually you got to deal with like some real rotten folks too. So, yeah. You not only need like the physical stamina, you also need like mental fortitude too. Like, good god. 10 a.m. till midnight. Frick. Oh god. Yeah, that very much is a wake up, go to work, go home, sleep, wake up, go back to work, and blah, blah. That's like a routine I probably could not sustain for maybe more than a month at best. Now that is hell, indeed it is. The Karens, right? Ah. If nothing else, I imagine they would be an absolute mental drain on you. How to withstand all layer stuff. It's like part of the reason why I try to be as understanding and pleasant as possible, right? Because I know the workers are there to just kind of get the job done, get their paycheck, and they probably go through a lot of stuff already. So the least I could do is just not make their day worse, you know? You know? For sure, I hated retail so much. I think a lot of people do. I remember a couple years ago when I was working at another job, we were talking about this, and then someone suggested, you know, maybe we should have like everyone work at least like a little bit in retail, right? Like some sort of customer forward-facing job, so we can at least see, you know, what some people go through, right? Not a case of, hey, don't do this, but more of a case of at least understand where they're going from. Anyways, we're gonna start Drift Experience. Let's check out this little teaser video we got here. Oh man, look at that switchback. Of course, it's snakes. You gotta have snakes because they're all curvy and stuff, just like the roads that we'll be driving on, right? So many snakes. This is starting to look like a start of a James Bond film, to be honest. Just expecting, like, Live and Let Die just start playing or something. I don't know. Why golden scales, though? Sheesh. Anyways, we're doing a general drift experience.
Controlling the uncontrollable. Let the drift experience begin.
It's a bit of an oxymoron when you think about it. So you see how many events this one has. Looks like 8. Okay, so we're back. We're good at like a standard 8 events. We have one at like one end of the island, and then the other 7 are kind of scattered on the other side. What is this? Fast travel to container unlocked, which I don't need because I have a fast travel everywhere now. I think it's the fact that it takes up so much of your day and you basically have to be on autopilot, because I can't see working retail being enriching or mentally bearable. Yeah, neither do I. Like, damn. After a time, it's like the lights are on, but nobody's home. Did that for 10 years, was glad to get out of it all. Oh my god. It's like your first day out, you just realize, oh man, time. Wow. It's a wild thing. Now I just have so much more of it.
Came to Hawaii with her crew to teach Japanese street racing. She's a lover of drifting and didn't want to leave without giving a little masterclass.
And this is only part 1. "10 years is way too long, man." Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's where you want to work, more power to you. But most people seem to do it as like an in-between thing, right? They're doing it as either because it's like their first job or one of their early jobs, or they're doing it just so they can have money while they go for another job. Was only there to make some cash for cons and stuff. Yeah. That's nice. It's nice like that. How's that meme go? Right, it's not much, but it's honest work. But for the most part, it is. It's pretty honest work.
The best events are individual scoring events. Earn maximum points by drifting as long as possible. Hinata might have a tip or two that you could use.
I'm much more happy now that I have my dream job, and that's the goal we all strive for, right? To be at the career we want to be at. Or at the very least, be at a place where we can... How do I put this? Where we don't, like, hate ourselves, right? As long as we're doing what we love in some capacity, right? Whether it be at work or if you're doing it just, like, in your off time. As long as you're enjoying, like, every part of your day. I think that's when you kind of know you've hit it, like, a good spot.
Drifting track of the festival, the first of a series of 3.
The initial drill. I wonder if I should have done Drift Experience Volume 1 first. I can get a bit more of a crash course. Oh, this is a championship. Oh boy. I have a feeling I might not get first in this one. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, not getting up like another day in hell. Must be a relief. Oh, we're just getting right into it. Okay. I'm sure Hinata will probably be shouting the commands through the radio as we're driving.
Hey, Drifter. Remember me? Didn't think we'd meet again. I'm so happy.
Oh god, I need to relearn drifting.
You made such a great impression with your Supra, Shingo even wanted to put the same Dragon sticker on his NSX. Honestly, you should come and see his car. Otherwise, he might sulk.
Well, Shingo gonna host a playlist? Because that's
Okay, let's
how we're gonna
focus.
meet him
As you know,
again,
drifting is
to be
a bit
honest.
of a hobby of mine. My job is to coach you by sharing my favorite drills. It's gonna be so cool. My first piece of advice is simple. If you want to drift, just accelerate and drift. This may sound basic, but it's the key. Your Nismo is powerful enough to slide along on its own when you're at high speed, so don't be afraid to keep your foot on the gas.
Well, it's good to know. Ah,
Once you start, the only challenge is managing your tire placement.
at least trying to max out my multiplier before I smack into a wall or, you know, time runs out. Oh, jeez. Wow, that was close. I also like how they set up this, like, whole-ass drifting course in the air. This is just floating above Motorfest.
Did you see that there was a Ferris wheel here? And flying sharks too? Ugh, I'm gonna stay here forever.
Are they, like, jet sharks, or are they, like, actually flying? Or maybe they were, like, sharks with balloons strapped to them. Actually wouldn't be out of place for this game, to be honest. I really want to get working for myself at some point this year.
Of new mastered skills. It's worth all the crew credits in the world.
Being independent. That's like a mixed bag, right? Because, you know, you're getting all of it for yourself. You don't have to worry about someone else breathing down upon you all the time, but You definitely have to have a lot of drive. Oh, ad break. Okay, we're gonna continue this conversation after the break then. In the meantime, I will just go on to the next drift event. I really, really do like that Twitch lets you know now. Hey, ad breaks in progress.
High above the ground, among the wind turbines, definitely not your average drift experience. You'll just have to slide and let the wind carry you.
Ooh, I've been doing that. I've been doing that for a while. There's a saying I always like to go back to that goes, I may not be able to control the wind, but I can always adjust the sails to reach my destination. Maybe not the perfect metaphor, but I can at least resonate with what they're trying to go with there. You might not be able to control everything in your life, but maybe you can try to manipulate what you got and what they're giving you to get the outcomes you want. You might have to put some more effort than others, and of course it's not always going to be fair, but it's what you got to do, right? 8 hours? Good lord. They've been taking notes from Forza Horizon 5's Hot Wheels with the whole floating arenas and stuff. Yeah, I do appreciate it though. At the very least, they're not keeping themselves bound to the world. If they need like a custom-built track to kind of accommodate whatever event they're doing, they're totally willing to do so, which is pretty cool. Just got an advert for Gillette Intimate. Opening line was, thinking of shaving down there. I'm sat here like I get waxed. I don't need all that. There you go. And man, that's always harrowing. Just imagine, you know, getting nicked by your razor normally. Now, imagine that happening in your most sensitive areas, and that's like, ah, man. Ooh. Oh boy. Woo! Alright, let's enter this event. Lead like a stuffed pig, yeah. It's even worse down there. Gotta feel awkward. Probably not as awkward as me learning recently that Stephen Colbert's like 60 years old now. Wow, he's 68. The heck? When did he get so old? Goddamn. I think that's just gonna keep throwing me anytime I hear about a celebrity getting like super old. It's just a passage of time, right? I remember watching these folks while I was growing up, so of course they're gonna be a whole lot older now, but still. It's just like, oh man. They've been around for a while. We're all getting older, yeah. Is there any sort of like news that kind of hit you like that? Made you kind of aware of just like how the forward of like the just inevitable forward march of time? I'm starting to see people make those statements a lot, right? Things like, oh yeah, Lucky Star, oh that's not that old, it only came out in like 2008 or 9, oh god, oh geez. Or like Azumanga Daioh, that was in 2005. Oh man. You know, even talk about Dragon Ball Z, which came out in the 90s, and that was only like 10 years ago, right? Right?
You've got great feel for this. Get that combo.
It hit me when I see some of my albums are like 20 plus years old now. Ooh, yeah. Right, you go to like a classic station and you start playing something like Foo Fighters. I'm like, wait. Nah, Foo Fighters, they're like good, cool trip uh, you know, trendy hip band, right? 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 At least I don't have a gray muzzle, so that's something. There you go. I mean, hair wigs exist for a reason, right? Even if I do go gray and my hair starts falling out, I can always switch up hairstyles as needed, right?
You shine like a sliding star.
I'm a shining star, no matter who I are. No, never mind. Wow, another first place finish. I think I'm probably pretty good at placing an event, actually. If everyone else is scoring like 6,000 points, I think I'll do alright. Give it time, my hair will look like my personas with silver streaks in. Man, that's gonna be the interesting thing. With some of these VTubers, if they ever stream long enough, you know, to the point where they will get like, it will become obvious that they're older, right? That they're elderly. I wonder if they'll have changes in a way, but I guess maybe not, because I know some voice actors are like pretty old now. They can still do a fairly convincing, like, youthful voice, so maybe not.
Ready? So riddle me this. What if I say butterfly doors?
DeLorean. You're gonna let me drive a DeLorean, aren't you? Really needs to appreciate they're not making a reference to Back to the Future. If they are talking about a DeLorean.
Okay, last one. One of this car's sisters is a famous time machine.
Oh, it's a... Wait, is DeLorean like the make or the model?
Finally arrived. I thought I was going to give it away. Don't worry if you haven't worked out the answer
Make.
yet,
Okay.
you're about to see it.
The model is the DMC-12. Ah, I see. Okay. They could use that age tech that cops use for missing folk. Oh, yeah, they
One
could.
last thing. Avoid touching the cones. You might lose your combo.
Ah,
Good luck
yeah.
on this last track drifting event, driver.
I already got a taste of that during the summit contest with Forsberg 2 weeks ago. Alright, let me finish this slalom and I'll swing on back. Can't see the radar right now, but it's actually telling me to loop back around as soon as I finish the slalom event. It's a pretty smart GPS, all things considered. Ooh, I got brakes too. I can scrap that for parts. Very obvious in The Simpsons with how Marge's voice has deteriorated as Julie Naver has aged. Ah, I see. Sorry for the short stay, but it's too late for me. Take care. All right. In that case, have yourself a good rest, S. Daniel. We'll see ya. Wow, look at all those decals on it. This is practically screaming like 90s car right here.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me they built a drift machine out of a DeLorean?
I mean, they made him go through time, so...
Genius. No way I'm leaving this island without giving it a try. And this place is wonderful. Okay.
It's like an endless spiral.
Good.
It's pretty much like the ideal drift track right here. You just... If you're good at drifting, all you need to do is just lean left the whole time. Stay in constant drift mode. And just rack up those points like crazy. Of course, they had to put in some challenge somewhere, so they had to like put those cones out there to help you guide you on a path they want you to take. Can hear the purists like, no, you can't do that to a DeLorean. Good thing this is a video game. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Nitro for sure. As well as giving you a boost, Nitro can put you back on track when you're drifting too far on the edges. Master this, and you'll be a drift god.
Or get like too close. Oh yeah, too close to the edge.
I'm serious. At this rate, you're going for the eternal drift. It's the drift way to heaven. Beautiful, but a bit high. Actually, I think I'm gonna puke.
Wait, you're not even in this car with me, are you? Well, it doesn't really matter. Some people get some intense vertigo just staring at any form of heights. Makes me wonder at car shows, how can you find your DeLorean and a pack of them when they all the same polished aluminum? It's a real good question. I guess you just have to be real good at like knowing what yours is like or where you're parked.
Don't leave any points for the others. After this, you're off the beaten track, and it's gonna be even tougher.
Wait, but this is an individual scoring event. How am I supposed to like steal points from everyone else? Oh man, look at that. Just so high, we're in the clouds now. We're literally going through the clouds. Pretty wild. Oh my god, no! My combo! Well, I got the maximum multiplier anyway, so we're good. Got an absurd number of points from that. Goddamn. So this game does have a little bit of measure of mercy that they cap the multiplier. As long as you can hit the cap, you're not going to lose too many points from it. Do what my mom did at the airport. She put a ball in the aerial so she could find her car at the car park.
Heavy.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what your destiny holds for you.
Density. Well, I hope you saw some serious shit on that track. Reminds me of when my family would go to like big events. They would always give us some way to identify each other, whether it be like, you know, a hat that like really stands out, or like some sort of hand signal, or like some sort of pre-designated meeting spot that we would go to. A bit like how I have stickers and stuff on my suitcases. Oh, we do something similar, although we like tie a ribbon or a string on ours. It's funny because we haven't like really met anyone who's done the same, so our luggage tends to stand out when we when we go places. So that's always cool. But now that like most airlines usually offer you like luggage tags that you can tie around your luggage, the issue's not too bad anymore. I mean, things could still go sideways, but you know, the likelihood of that happening is less. All right, well, I just want to get to the next point.
To put your new skills to the test.
I saw you can get special hold ball bags now for fursuit heads as carry-ons. Okay, that's pretty cool.
nature. To Toge time attacks on winding volcanic roads.
Ooh, we're going up to the mountains, baby. Yeah. That's pretty neat. And it's always nice when you have ways to kind of make things just more convenient for you. That way you don't have to worry about getting your head, like, crushed or anything like that. I swear, that's like the nightmare scenario if you're gonna go to a place and you got, like, a costume coming with you. Like, your costume just ends up getting ruined somehow. It's like, oh, man. And now you're, like, far away from home, no means to, like, fix it up, so you gotta try to work out some sort of plan to make it all come together. It can be a bit much sometimes. Or when you have, like, no time to finish your costume at home, so you gotta bring all the pieces with you, and you're scrambling to finish, like, the night before, and just hope that everything comes together nicely. I remember I was at, like, one con. I was talking with this person who was in this, like, really cool cosplay. It was, like, elaborate and stuff, and they were telling me that, oh, yeah, I had no time to actually, like, sew all this together, so it's just being held together by safety pins. I'm just thinking, oh, my God. Just imagine how many safety pins it would take to keep an elaborate costume together. And just hoping that it doesn't all fall apart, too, while you're walking. It's got to be harrowing, like, man. I've heard horror stories about bags being searched and they're like, what's this, fursuit? And stuff getting crushed or lost. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's like even when you do everything right, sometimes the world just has a way with just, like, kicking you in the shins. It sucks sometimes. Safety pins are a godsend in a pinch. Oh, yes, they totally are.
Has its requirements, meaning that you can only drive a drift car, but certainly not a boring drift car.
So what are you going to be supplying me with?
You're about to drift with a 1969 Shelby geared up in a JDM fashion.
Ooh.
A jewel you won't find elsewhere.
Oh, wait, not here. Yeah, I forget which costume it was, but I remember there was one where I used, like, a safety pin to kind of, like, keep a ribbon attached to my shirt. It was definitely useful there. Took a bit of finagling to make sure that the ribbon stayed on straight, but managed to make it work. That was pretty cool. I used them for threading the tassel thingy through the hood of my hoodie if it comes out. Oh, yeah. They're good in a practical sense, like multiple ways. I always like the hoodie drawstrings. It's just, like, fun to play with. There we go, Silver Shadow. Oh, man. It's quite the name for an event. Yep. Wow, world best, 1,000,000 points. Definitely not going to reach those heights. We'll see if we can even reach 1/10 of that total. Alright, right into it. Oh man, look at the lightning. Lightning and the thunder, thunder.
So let's get down to toge business.
And defeat
All the skills a pro
the
drifter can have.
road.
Now it's about being thorough.
I do like how they have, like, a pink area too to let you know, okay, this is the designated scoring area. Oh god.
You've already beaten Hayato. What do you have to fear today? Sure, you were driving the best car in the world that night, my RX-7, but still, you were on fire.
This girl was on fire. Oh, I gotta keep mind of the time too.
Remember how to ride a bike? It's the same. Your eyes guide the vehicle. Once you've taken the inside track, look for the outside to anticipate the next move and not lose your combo.
Normally I don't drift on a bike, but that's just me. This was a lot easier when I had a car that was just able to kind of, you know, start drifting as soon as they started turning. Ah well, the average was just like 60 points, right? Or 6,000. If I can get past that, should be okay. Although I notice I have like a minute to go and I'm not even halfway through this track yet. Really should stop waddling. I really use just like one good combo.
Can be tricky. If you want my opinion, no need to look for the perfect drift. The faster you get to the finish line, the higher your score will be.
The fact that the timer still goes down while you're rewinding kind of sort of discourages it. I get why they do it, but I think I said it already. I get why rewinding doesn't rewind a timer also. But I'm not even going to reach the end of this course. I got 30 seconds to go, and I'm only still got 30% of the course, unless I go like 1% per second.
Swing that, Shelby. Even legends need to be roughed up sometimes.
You know what they say, legends never die. They become a part of you. Can you hear them screaming out your name?
You're getting better and better at it.
Oh.
Let's see what's next.
You don't have to reach the end of the course, they just... Okay. Good, it's not like the other events. They're just like, alright, you're done. You don't get a time bonus. I can live with that. Wait. No, I can't live with this. They gave me 0 points. No, I gotta retry. Easy saying that, but drifting in real life is a whole different kettle of fish. Oh, yeah. I think I was, like, watching a stream where someone was drifting in real life, and I don't know how they did it.
Down to toge business.
It's gotta
You
be,
have all
like,
the skills a pro
nuts.
drifter can have. Now it's about being thorough.
Shame on you for saying that. Shelby's are for drag and cruising.
You've
Okay.
already beaten Hayato. What do you have to fear today? Sure, you were driving the best car in the world that night, my RX-7, but still, you were on fire.
I mean, the end event was like, saw people were scoring maybe 2,000 points, so I think I've already got it made. If I just wanted to kind of drive to the end of this course, I probably could.
Remember how to ride a bike? It's the same. Your eyes guide the vehicle. Once you've taken the inside track, look for the outside to anticipate the next move and not lose your combo.
Has anyone ever drifted on a bike? That's like a weird question, but I haven't. I know some kids who like do the whole skid stop thing, but that wasn't me. I've never felt like I would quite have the coordination needed to kind of pull that off. Nah, I would always do the thing where I would just, you know, like move the pedal backwards to activate the brake.
This descent can be
Or at the very least try to slow myself to a stop when I can.
Perfect drift. The faster you get to the finish line, the higher your score will be.
Never before. I'm good at crashing bikes, though. Ha. Oh, man. Yeah, it's gotta be harrowing. Especially since, unlike in a car, you're definitely less protected on a bike. Definitely a higher likelihood that you might get
Legends need to be
tossed around. I think I was thrown from my bike like exactly once. And it was like due to my own fault, right? This wasn't because of anything else, but I definitely learned that I should have a lot more control over my bike that day.
Just a little more effort.
There we go.
Can't wait to see what's next.
What? Wow, the time bonus is nuts. I practically boosted my score by like 50% just by getting there 20 seconds early. Goddamn. And even if I hadn't gotten there and drifted as well, I still would have been way over the top. I remember one Christmas day, I just got a BMX bike and went for a ride on it. I was passing a parked car and they opened the door. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, man. Ha. Oh, jeez. The other nightmare scenario. It's like, that reason is why if I ever park in the city, I always make sure to look behind me, check the rearview mirror, make sure that no one's coming up on the side before I open the door. Exactly for that reason, so I don't, like, accidentally ruin someone's day by just opening my door haphazardly, you know? So we're gonna take a brief detour and try to find this crate. You've hit the back of a parked bus too? Oh man. I guess at least the bus was parked. And it was in the back. Still not pleasant, but hopefully you were able to walk away from that. It's got to be over this hill, right? Oh yeah, it's going nuts. Oh, there it is. Just let me get the crate. In my defense, I was cognitively impaired at the time. It wasn't there when I first looked. Ah, I see. Alright. Now we can go on. I think this is where they want me to be, so why don't we just make a beeline right over there. Booze plus push bike don't mix. Any sort of vehicle, I imagine, plus booze is probably a combo you want to avoid. Alright, let's get in here. We're at the halfway mark. This is the back half of the drift playlist. Oh yeah, now this is a cool looking car. Probably available in the shop for like $300,000.
Last toge dance. Same drifting song. 3 minutes to make the best score.
Also to get to the end of the course, because if you don't, then they're completely nixing it, and you get to be in last place. Come on. Could at least give me like a score penalty, right? I will cut your score by the amount... I will multiply your score by the amount of the track you completed, and that is your final score. So I feel like even that might be open to abuse, I suppose. Like, it doesn't even have to be like a 1-to-1 percentage. It could be like, well, we'll cut the percentage by like 25% or something, multiply that by your score, and that's your final drift score if you don't finish the course. Might be too complicated, though.
I'm just in love with what Toyota did with this new Supra, the 5th generation of a myth.
No, that Supra is a BMW under the body. Oof. Nope, another ad break time, so... hang tight.
Only 3 turns left on that route. Come on, you can make it before the end of the countdown.
1 minute to cover the last third of the course, and I'm feeling comfortable about this.
1 down.
Okay, maybe not so much. I see I have 40 seconds left. Still got about 30% to go.
The second.
Okay, I just need to gun it. Don't stop for nothing. Well, what if I didn't, huh? What would you say then?
So intense.
Alright, that should get me in the first. I can only imagine what the scores must be like on higher difficulties. I'm pretty sure even the second difficulty will probably put all the scores up to like 20,000 or something. I know scaling can be hard sometimes, but it certainly doesn't feel great when your difficulty options are either cakewalk or punch you in the gut repeatedly. There's like no in between. Ad break is over. Alright, I hope you got something decent.
Super in a shock driver. The only one way to get this Motorfest edition is to finish on the podium.
Third or better, you say? Alright, I can do that. 4.5 miles to the next event. That Gillette ad again. Oh, man. The other annoying thing about ads is when the ad pool just goes
Truth is, the Motorfest
completely
is always
thin, and you're
drifting.
just like seeing the same
Was
ad
one
over and
question.
over.
Can a drift car race street cars? Get ready for a duel of the schools. Drifters versus street racers.
Ooh, sounds fun. Co-op funeral care. What? I can't even. I think among those who do put out the demographics of people who watch their streams,
They're waiting for you on the grid with their street
they
rides.
usually indicates people in their 20s and 30s tend to be the highest age group. Tend to have the most viewers among that age group. Are they trying to tell me something? Boy, howdy, I hope not. Just gonna pass by the slalom course. Not gonna bother with it. Probably wouldn't have been too much trouble since it's just along the way, but sometimes you just want to drive, you know?
By the way, have you
Just
ever
enjoy
seen a
this
Lamborghini skid?
coastal
Well,
road.
You're about to. For this first rodeo, we're giving you a fully prepped Lamborghini Aventador with extra attitude. Not your average Lambo.
Oh my god, it's like the start of Power Rangers. Motorfest is just like, Alpha, get me 5 cars with attitude. Oh, there we go. Diffracted Blue. I guess this is where our next event is. Wait, does each event in this drift event have a color in the title? I swear, the other one was silver. This has blue in it, and I wasn't paying attention to the rest of them. Knowing me, my time would come while fursuiting. Oh, man. Well, at least then you would go out doing what you loved, right? And you know, if it's not in bed, surrounded by all your loved ones, well,
Lambo for your
might be
first
the next
race.
best thing.
And we finally meet our street enemies. This is gonna be interesting.
Oh man, it's like controlling a butter on wheels. Go out in a ball of floof. Yeah, there you go.
Your drift car is powerful as hell. With so many horses, they'll try to run wild with every acceleration. So hold your reins tight. The street racers are just waiting for you to come off the road.
They're also trying to steer me in every which direction too. This must be what it's like to control, try to walk a very active pet. Oh. I tend to see him every now and then when I'm out walking on the street. Right, you'll see the person with their dog on a leash, and their dog's just like excitedly running around everywhere. And you can see like the owner is trying to do everything they can to make sure that the dog just doesn't suddenly go darting in one direction because their curiosity got the better of them. Give them all the props for that. Those dogs are probably like absolute bundles of joy, but it can be a handful at times, I am more than sure. Managed to pick up a few essentials for my con. Yup, my dog was like that. Would pull like a train on the lead.
I make a pretty good co-pilot. Maybe I can be useful.
Yeah. I knew a friend who had 2 dogs who were very much like that.
Big turn sequence in now.
Anytime they go on a walk, you just see the 2 start darting around and playing with each other and everything. Anyway, walking 2 dogs is even more challenging because you also got to make sure that their leashes don't get tangled up or anything like that. That's the thing about having a big dog. Oh yeah, they can definitely put a lot more power to them, right? You have to make extra sure that they can't drag you around.
Then right.
Hey, Hinata, I just have one thing to tell you. Don't quit your day job. Knock you over like a bowling pin.
Forget the nitro if you slip too hard. It'll straighten you out.
Yeah, it's always a little frightening when you see a dog just like suddenly run up to you, right? You just like start bracing yourself and just like, oh man, I hope I can, hope they don't completely knock me over. I mean, I get it. They're just like really excited to see a new human. But it's like, oh boy. Oh boy. It's like, okay, brace for impact, right? On the other hand, it's like a pretty nice feeling too, right? When a dog just gets right up to you and just starts licking you all over, just like, oh man, they're just happy to see you. It's like, oh boy, a new human to love and to love me. All right, 75% done. I got another 2 to go. Another 4 miles of driving. When you get home and they're greeting you with a shoe in the mouth.
Can challenge streetcars now. Every turn you encounter becomes an advantage that others don't have.
That's always a fun feeling. I guess I've gotten more accustomed to pets. Even if I don't own one myself, a lot of streamers I watch have pets. So it's always fun because you usually hear them interrupt the streams every now and then. right? Either you'll hear them in the background, or you'll see like the streamer just like suddenly start reacting to them. It's usually because they forgot, oh right, it's dinner time, or oh, I need to let them out, give them a walk, or other things. It's like fun times. I guess we can do this escape real quick since we're about a mile away from our destination. Oh, I'm not making this one. I need a faster car. I can't do escapes in this one. A bit too slow for that. Oh yeah, so many times you can see out of nowhere cat pounce. I think this was like a while ago, but I remember just like stumbling across YouTube. It was like a compilation of newscasters getting interrupted by their pets. It was pretty funny because you'll see the reporter just like try to be all serious, and then in the background you see a cat just like walking around, like rubbing against them, flopping over, just like, please love me, please pay attention to me. Or like you'll see a dog just walk up to them or something like that. That's fun. It's fun. It's like a jump scare. Yeah, it's like the most adorable jump scare. Reminds me of when I was staying at this one place where my landlord had a cat. I like the cat, but most of the time, if I wanted to go to sleep, I would usually try to have my door closed. But there was like one night where I was like taking a late night shower, and then I went back into my room. I was about ready to just like go to sleep, and out of nowhere, I heard like meowing. So I was trying to, try to zero in on the source of meowing. Eventually, I pulled out like a box that was on top of a bookshelf, and I could see there was the cat. My landlord's cat was hiding in there, and when I pulled out, I was just looking at the cat. And then the cat, like, just looked back at me and was just purring the whole time. It was just purring, like, ah, yeah, I did it. I managed to sneak into your room without you noticing. And you closed the door and you thought you were gonna be nice and cozy all by yourself, but nah, I managed to get in. How you like me now? That was a fun time. Stealth 100, yeah. Insert that image, that GIF. Just sneak 100.
Skyline. Oh, I'm nostalgic for our Wangan moment.
Did you see the one of that guy trying to do a piece to a camera and this horse was just nuzzling him and wouldn't leave him alone? I think I might have seen something like that, yeah. It's always fun. It's like you're just going, what is this noise machine that's right outside my pen? I must make it stop. Please stop.
Managed to drift this bulky bodywork, it's just magic.
Or it's like when pets decide that you've done enough for the day, right? You see them like just like maybe you see a cat just start climbing on top of the keyboard, or you see a dog just pushing down on the laptop lid, as if to say, "All right, please stop, enough computer time. Now it is pet time. Please pay attention to the pets." Alright, I need to do that again. Give me head pats now! Right. Oh man, did you see that one video? I think it's the video where the cat just starts headbutting its owner, right? Headbutts it a few times, and then finally, the cat's owner just like turns around and starts scratching on the head. See the cat just let out the satisfied meow while it accepts the scratches.
Wide drift for style or tight drift for speed? Your choice. Both are impressive in their own way.
Why not both? Maybe somewhere in between. Adorable! I know, right? Now that I've watched like several of those pet videos, the YouTube algorithm does recommend one every now and then to me. In between all of the VTuber vids that
Long slide incoming.
I get served up to me is the occasional pet video, and I'm more than happy to watch it. It's like the internet equivalent of chicken soup. It leaves you with a warm feeling inside. It's good, it's filling, it's old, and it's reliable. Very rarely will a pet video ever steer you wrong. They can, but most pet videos on YouTube tend to play up the adorable factor, as they should.
Come on, you're almost there.
I'm always happy to watch if it has a fox in. I can imagine. I can imagine. It is funny though, just seeing like foxes when they interact with humans. They're almost like dogs in a way, right? They like zoom around, they'll play around, and they have those like little barks too. They absolutely love getting belly rubs and head pats as well. It's pretty fun. It can be fun to watch sometimes.
Epilogue time. If you want to train one last time, follow Waimea Valley. The mountain road will take you to the climax.
Or you could say this is like the interim scene, right? The connection between Volume 1 and Volume 2. Or I wonder if, like, maybe the Drift experience was like a post-launch playlist? Maybe it wasn't in the base game. Like the Hollywood experience. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother looking for the crate on the mountain. I feel like that's a recipe for pain and suffering. I'm just gonna keep on driving. This guy had two little ones in his garden. They kept poking their heads up by the window, wanting to share his food. Ah, it's like they know. Pets always seem to know when you got like food coming. It actually reminds me of a story I read once where
There is no other word for the next car.
where someone was talking about how when they prepare food, they might have like a little bit left over, which they would feed to their cat. And of course, the cat eventually realized that, whenever their human was making food, that meant they would be able to get themselves some noms.
Couldn't go with any other car for the last drift versus street race.
So in the odd event where they made food and there was absolutely no leftovers, their cat would just like start whining. It was like, "Hey, where's my food? I don't see any food here for me." Like the one time, they were preparing like some sort of dish that had eggs in it. And, they ended up using all the eggs, but they went and prepared another egg anyway, so the cat could have at it. Things like that. It amazes me how they just know when you're on your way home. I guess they just sort of get that internal clock worked out. It's like how they'll usually know when it is feeding time or when it is walking time, and they will start nagging you around that time, like, hey, you better do that thing for me at that time. Speaking of like animals in windows, though, that reminds me of another video I watched. I think it was like a bunch of Russian people. They eventually had a polar bear just poke its head through the window, right? And they were like speaking with the bear. Eventually, they gave the bear some food, and then the bear, I guess, was satisfied and then kind of left the window. It was pretty funny to watch, though. It was like, oh my god. These guys were completely unfazed by the fact that there was a freaking polar bear just staring at him through the window. They just casually gave him food, too. It's like, damn. Absolute balls on those fellas. Like, whew. I would not have kept calm. Probably a necessity, though, because if you start freaking out, then the bear will probably start freaking out, too. And, well, at that point, might as well say your prayers, right? Yeah, head up under your hand, forcing it up. Come on, time to go out. Oh, man. When they start doing that, it's like, oh, man. Damn, I'd be scared, stood there with bear tick. Yeah, right? Like, holy crap. It's either that, or they must be in a pretty sturdy dwelling, too. Perhaps something that could, like, withstand a couple hits from a bear.
This turn was vicious. Be careful, there are a few more like that.
Reminds me of the one of the guy fishing, and this Ursaring just came up and sat next to him. Oh my god! I think I saw that one, actually. I wonder what that must have been like. Either the guy just, like, saw enough stuff and was just like, oh, right, you know, it's just an animal. Or he's just, like, constantly thinking in his head, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, stay calm. Stay calm. Just, stay calm until this all rides over. Hope that the bear doesn't suddenly decide that, I make a good next target. Certainly made for a fascinating video, though. Yeah, you really don't want to be messing with them. They're large. They can be really tall when they stand up. They're really strong. Also, they got, like, hella claws and teeth. Yeah, if a bear decides it wants to take you out, you're as good as done. Like, I'm pretty sure there are certain bears that can, like, climb trees, too. Or at the very least, they might be able to knock them down or something. I don't know. Maybe I was watching too many movies for that. In any case, bears are not something you want to mess with. That's like... Yeah, they need the claws to swipe the salmon out of the rivers. Also to defend themselves against any other creatures that might want a piece of them. I imagine.
Congratulations! That was just perfect. See you later.
Yes, I'll see you in Drift Experience Volume 2, maybe. Provided they don't have another member of the pack commentate for that one. Luckily, we don't get wild bears and stuff here. Oh, yeah. Thank goodness for that. There we go. Oh, okay. We're getting this again. It is another championship, so alright. They don't do it too often, so this hasn't overstayed its welcome just yet. Yeah, it's another fun video to watch on the internet. Just seeing the footage of just bears just walking into a dwelling. Right. You see them... I think I've seen various ones, too. Right, bears just going into a pool with the cubs. Or just, like, going into a dwelling, rummaging the kitchen cupboard and refrigerator for some piece of food to take back. Or... There's one I saw where they were, like, having a cookout. The bear walked up, so everyone obviously fled inside the building, and all they could do was just helplessly watch as the bear just helped themselves to all the meat on the grill. I was like, oh man. But also, hey, better them than you, right? Was a shock enough when I was in the US, I'd look out and see glowing eyes in the bin outside of the raccoons. Oh yeah. Raccoons, also an animal you don't want to mess with. Because they will also mess you up if provoked. If life teaches you anything, it's like, no matter what the size, don't underestimate anything you see, because even the small fellas will Might completely mess you up. They're nature's bandits for a reason, yeah. That's why, like, any sort of raccoon, anthropomorphic raccoon tends to be depicted as like a roguish fella. See Sly Cooper. Ah, Sly. It's a shame that series seems to be on a permanent hiatus now. With Sucker Punch doing their Ghost of Tsushima thing, and it doesn't seem like any other studio is working on anything like that currently. Who knows? Maybe give it another decade or so, and they might do a Sly Cooper reboot.
Well, you've taken up the challenge. Now it's up to us to keep our promise. The Toyota Supra Drift Edition you got to know in the volcano is waiting for you.
Cool. Another car for my garage.
Once you get the car, go rock it on every corner of the island. There could be more drift challenges to come. You better keep hold of that mojo, driver.
Nah, it's okay. I checked the playlist. I know there's going to be a volume 2 of the Drift Experience. Don't worry. Probably won't do it this week though. I want to have a variety of things each week. It would have been pretty funny, though, if I just did a whole week of drifting. Gymkhana, Drift Volume 1, and Drift Volume 2, but that might be a bit much. I can only handle so much drifting. I'm sure everyone else can only handle so much of me drifting. Feel bad for them folks in Australia getting their pets eaten by crocs, or in South Africa, snakes getting them. Oh, man. Yeah. Let's, like, remind myself, as fearsome as some of the creatures are here in the US, there are definitely a lot more fearsome creatures in other parts of the world. Yeah.
Playlist unlocked. All clear for you to indulge in, driver.
Alright. Let's see what they recommend. Volume 2, but we're not gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna say re-enter challenge mode, but what I'm gonna do is pick the next event. Which, let's switch things up, right? We've been on the road for a bit. What do you say we head out to the water? And the sky, for that matter. We'll just,
Playlist is available, driver.
we're gonna do a little boating, a little flying. Get your beachwear out, right? Yeah. Get your swimsuits on.
The truth is, it goes way beyond the realm of asphalt and four-wheelers, with pretty much all kinds of motorized vehicles.
Let me see if I can find this art that is apparently right here. Is this it? No. It's probably at this, not 7-Eleven. Oh, it's that pump, isn't it? Wow, it is. Retro Texas, alright. Now we can move on. Gotta admit, I've gotten, like, more modest over the years. Whereas back in the day, I'd be willing to, like, go out to the beach wearing swim trunks and sandals. These days, I usually have, like, some sort of top on, whether it be, like, a t-shirt or maybe a button-up or something like that. I need something to cover my top as well as my bottom. I don't even go in the ocean anymore unless I'm prompted to. Most of the time, I'm just content with lying on the beach chair, just kicking back in the sun, maybe drinking water every now and then, or reading whatever books I might have brought along with me on my tablet. Ah, tablet. pilots. They're fantastic if you travel around a lot. They just load it up with a ton of books.
You're in Hawaii after all. You don't want to miss one bit of it. I hope you can swim and that you're not afraid of heights, because you're going for 100% perfect blue, ocean and sky.
Now, it probably says something that, you know, their non-car, one of their non-car playlists has to include both boats and planes in it. I'm in the Crew too. They managed to split the boat and plane disciplines into at least two. But in this game, it seems like you just have the boats category and the planes category. Admittedly, they did a lot of consolidation in the Crew too. Certainly did feel like a couple of those disciplines might have been redundant, but I wonder if they might have gone too far in the other direction. At least boats and planes wise. Cars definitely had a much needed consolidation there. I still like the Bermuda style shorts for the beach. Ah, yeah. Whatever you're comfortable with.
The container is near. Expect some rough competition. It's a Motorfest series, and you know what that means. Championship, podium, glory.
Oh, another championship series. Okay, that's fine. I wonder if they front-loaded, like, all the story events. Ooh. I'll at least claim this art here. So, like, right here. Or do I gotta do this from the other side? They're not letting me collect it. Alright, fine. I'll be back. One of these days, I just gotta get on the boat and then take a cruise around the perimeter and collect all the art I can from there. That art so reminds me of vintage planes. Definitely looks a lot like those old travel ads, that's for sure. Alright, what kind of intro video will they have for this? Of course. Hey, I think this is like the footage they use at like the Crew Motorfest title screen. Okay, maybe not this. Oh my god, it's like Diddy Kong Racing. You can ride both a boat and a plane. Planes are naturally going to be faster though, so always switch to a plane if you can. Damn, that water looks inviting. I know, right? That clearest water, you can practically see the bottom of the ocean with it. And they had to put a ramp in it. God damn it. No, I'm kidding.
This is ocean and sky. Can you fly and sail as well as you drive?
And of course, all the events are going to be around the island and not in it. Okay, maybe some of them, but that's understandable because they're probably the plane events. 13 feats. Probably mostly water and air stuff as well. It would be funny if they had like one car feat in there somewhere. Just for the heck of it.
What is next in line?
Oh, they just put me right into a boat. It's like, alright.
You're going to need a boat to access the first event. Use the fast fade vehicle switch and onwards ho, sailor. The championship is about to begin, and it'll start with a powerboat race around smaller islands of the archipelago.
I learned how to do the fast vehicle switch thing on Sunday. I had to do it because one of the feats I was trying to do required me to actually swap between vehicles. I was frustrated for the longest time because I couldn't figure out the input, but thankfully someone in chat pointed me in the right direction. I was like, yes! I was able to complete it and end the whole thing on a good note, so fun time. Lounge out there in one of those inflatable donut thingies? Yeah, there you go. Now that sounds like my idea of a good time. Is that a distant relative of Wobba Fett? Sure sounds like it. Sure seems like it, doesn't it? That's like baby Wobba Fett. But there's already baby Wobba Fett, though. It's like, why not?
The ocean is yours for the taking.
Sure is. Also like how the event start thing is on the sand, so I gotta actually beach myself if I want to actually start it up. Just hope I don't get pinballed off of the thing, which thankfully I didn't. Alright, the Proto WR1. Let's go. Watercraft looks pretty sick, though. Like something you would see in Wave Race or something like that, right? This is like the Class S boat, one of the Class S boats that you'd be able to drive. What the heck? I completely lost that battle. Hey, I know you two. You were commentating the speed tour in the Crew 2.
Indeed, no rubber or asphalt today. The competition you're about to follow is all about boats and planes.
Man, look at those manta ray balloons.
That's right. And as you happen to be the boat specialist, Bob, the floor is all yours.
Or Jet Moto. Oh my god, Jet Moto. I remember playing that on the PlayStation all the way back in the day. I always found that series fascinating, especially their magnetic pole mechanic that you had to use to like take the really tight turns. I forget how many games were there in that series. It was like 2 or 3, right? I'm perhaps a bit disappointed it never left the PlayStation, but I guess I wonder if there were like any sorts of like indie racing games that might have tried to recreate Jet Moto mechanics. Definitely a lot that try to emulate Wipeout, but I don't think there's any that necessarily do like the Jet Moto stuff. I remember Twisted Metal 2 had a hidden level from that. Sounds exciting. I always like the cross references like that. Especially in a completely different context, right? Turn a racetrack into a combat arena. Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. A good time right there, right? Might be just me, but I feel like the nitro recharge rate is like a little bit slower on water. I wonder if that's mostly because like fewer means to like recharge it like you might be able to in a car. Or depending on like what parts you could equip, you could also gain nitro back by drifting, braking, getting air, or just like driving. Just needs that Supersonic Racing remix playing for this, and it'd fit. Yeah, give us the what is it? The coastal view track music from Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. Yeah, this would be absolutely fitting. I agree with that. You know, as far as like first tracks go in like kart racing games, Ocean View might be my favorite. Well, 90% of that has to be because of the music from that track. Such a great mashup of You Can Do Anything and Supersonic Racing. Wow, I got 11 points. It's one higher. Alright, where are we going next?
You've experienced the ocean. Now it's time to take to the skies.
Oh, okay.
This is an opportunity to see the island like you've never seen before. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Is that a reference to the movie? Were they trying to reference everything, everywhere, all at once, the movie? That's what it's called, right? Yeah, collect art, get back on the water. Actually, I'm gonna take a bit of a detour so I can go collect all the art on these ruined buildings. Man, who put these things here? Seriously. Jasper Wong. This fella sure gets around. I would love to see this game get a Horizon invasion story. You're sea racing and you just see the Horizon C-31 or C-130 cargo plane incoming. That would be interesting. I feel like that would be a signal to the end times, though, when you see like Horizon Festival X Motorfest. It'd be great. It'd be great. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like they wouldn't team up without a good reason. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just go find them later. Find them on my own time. Let's go to Staggering Blue here.
The Beechcraft Model 17 Staggerwing, a historical biplane from the 1930s. That oldie's an all-time classic. It's not gonna let you down.
Alright, I guess I might have to swap to my car if I want to get to the event start location, so... Going into buggy mode. Would be really fun having trial events on water and the air. I mean, air races in the Crew 2 are just mostly like, you know, time attacks with a little bit of a gate passing angle checkpoints. And then you had aerobatics too, which had you doing stunts and stuff. Yeah, there was never like anything in the way of an actual air race, which I guess is for the better.
What's up, Sean? All good here, Bob. The first
Already a bit scary enough having to deal with, you know, steering your plane through checkpoints. Imagine having to do that with a bunch of other aircraft near you.
Currently following our standout contestant from earlier. Come on, Water Rocket. Show 'em what you got.
Like, what do you think this is? Banjo pilot?
You sound like you've just hit your 40s again.
Age joke.
So, what's your feeling on this?
The weather conditions still seem reasonable, allowing our pilots to take advantage of these nice wind currents without any real turbulence.
There are wind currents? Still handles better than the aircraft in GTA 5, and in the Crew 2 for that matter. I think it's because like they overhauled the controls, so it's like less flight sim and more arcadey flight, which I can absolutely appreciate.
Do you really think the newbie stands a chance in this competition?
Trust me, Robert, I can
Because now I can just use the left stick to steer the plane everywhere I need to and don't have to worry about finagling with the bumpers and the left stick to make sure that the plane goes in the direction I want it to. Like, I remember when I started the Crew 2 and I started trying to control the plane there, and how many times I was just like smacking into everything and missing checkpoints by a country mile. Yeah, those were the days. Tails, get over here with your tornado. Yeah, this really does remind me of the Sky Chase mini games in Sonic Adventure. Ah, man, those were fun. I remember when I was young, just playing those over and over, trying to get the highest score I can. I was like memorizing the points at which I could do like the max locks and how long I would have until I had to release it before the locks went away. Yeah, the egg carrier shooting chase. Yeah. And you did it twice. You did it twice. Right, and then the second time, Tails converted his plane into like X-Wing mode, and you're just going, oh my god, it's on! It's so freaking on! Oh man, it was a hype moment, for sure. That egg carrier was a cool looking ship with that transformation mode. Oh my god. I remember when I was like role playing as an evil world conqueror back in the day. I definitely had like I pretended to have an aircraft very much in the line of the egg carrier. I remember drawing out plans for it too, where it was in, you know, like sleek airship mode, and then it could transform into big, massive plane mode.
Great choice for that flight. If you take a look at its side, you'll notice that it bears an unusual negative wing stacker design, which means its upper wing is positioned behind the lower one.
Matter of visibility, I presume.
You're absolutely right, Bob, among other things. Watch closely, everyone. You don't see such a hot antique going all out like this every day.
Okay, I can definitely feel the wind currents now. The plane was being pushed a little bit. Just a bit. Ah! Could you imagine having to do maintenance on this bridge? Oh god. Any sort of suspension bridge. That's just... Ugh, way. You're just like going over it praying to God, this is not the day. This is not the day the bridge collapses. And hopefully it'll never collapse, but it's probably something that still runs through people's heads. Which was the game that had the egg fleet? Was that Heroes? I believe it was Heroes, yeah. I think that was a stage in Heroes. I remember that. What is it with Sonic games and airship stages, and why are they so hype?
Honolulu just appeared on the horizon. Oh, that's a great sight.
Yeah, I remember Flying Battery Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then there was the Wing Fortress in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And I guess Sonic the Hedgehog 1 didn't have like a flying airship level, but yeah. Yeah, Wing Fortress, that was like the penultimate level in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. That had that music going too, and it was like, you knew that it was almost on. Yeah, that was an intense time. Oh man, Into the Clouds. Once again, letting you know that you're really reaching up there. Going all the way up. Reach for the sky, as they might say. Oof, another shift of wind there. See, this is where the more arcadey controls come in handy. Couldn't imagine having to readjust myself against the wind with like the flight sim controls. I'd be going way off course if that were the case.
Here we are. This flight ends above the breathtaking Motorfest playground.
Take my breath away.
Promising pilots.
Man, that was 6 minutes. I love how Grounder from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog pilots the flying battery. It's always the goofballs you least expect to be competent at something. You stick me in another plane. Alright.
Now that you've seen both sides of this playlist, you know what you've got yourself into. The championship is on, and the next event is just a few minutes south of here. You'll be getting back in the water for a powerboat race that will take place around the stunning Hanama racetrack.
Ooh.
Since you'll be surfing around the Alpha GP's turf, this obviously calls for a fitting boat, right? Don't worry, we got you covered with the Ice Marine Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, you say? Oh, this is a low altitude challenge, so I've already messed it up. Get down there. Okay. We're obviously gonna fly on the highway. Yeah, close enough. I like that F1 car balloon in the sky. It is a nice touch. There we go. Swing back around and get to that boat event. They even have the lights on it, just to let you know, hey, we have a giant F1 car balloon over here. Take a good look at it. I wonder, is this a solid object or can I knock it around? I guess we'll find out. Nope, I believe that is a very, very solid object. At least the game interprets it as that.
Don't forget to trim your boat in the straight lines to gain extra speed.
Okay, switching over to car mode. Whee! Yeah, look at that dynamic entrance. Now it's time to do the running of the blades. Oh man, it's like someone took like a regular boat and then just refitted it to be a speedboat.
Welcome Hawaii. This is Sean and
It's like the kind of boat that you would rent for a day to go out on the lake, have yourself a bit of fun in the water.
New waters, new boats. Bob?
I'm reared up and ready to go, Sean. The pilots are already giving it all.
Wow, we really are going around the racetrack, aren't we?
Have to go along the racetrack water bridge.
One more time.
One more time. Wow, actually did way better that time.
That race is not going to be easy. Lots of shallow water sections to cross and many obstacles to avoid.
That's like most races, isn't it? That's straight out of a Miami Vice episode. Oh man.
That's quite a different lineup that we have here compared to our first aquatic ride. We're going bigger.
The glitz and glamour of Miami. Speedboats. Yeah, if you got yourself a beach city, then yeah, you gotta have some sort of watercraft, right?
But the Ice Marine Blade Runner 35. British origins, extremely slick design, a boat that catches the eye.
Certainly is a very sleek and straightforward. More shows and TV shows need boat chases. Oh, films. Films and TV shows need boat chases. Yeah. I think that's what makes them so special, though, that you don't see them that often. Certainly a lot of situations where a boat chase would be appropriate, though. I can give you that.
Going upriver now, things are going to go differently.
You can have them on a river, you can have them in the ocean, you can have them on a lake. You can have a boat going over a waterfall. That's usually when they're in like a jungle or something like that, right? Like that epic one in Live and Let Die, yeah.
Back to the Hanauma racetrack, and that's one lap.
Second lap. There's everything left to play for.
I'm really glad that these boat races are only 2 laps. I'm sure that's like more of a thing about the lap length than it is the nature of the event.
Just nearby at the Nahoma racetrack.
A real professional. I can almost hear him from here.
Is it because they're a very loud person?
Here comes the jump.
Gotta admit, what is it like to be just like someone who's just naturally very loud? I'm someone who's like just naturally very quiet, so can't imagine just being in a state where I just project myself such that everyone can just hear me all the time. As a concept that is near foreign to me.
For our radio listeners, I'd like to point out that the scenery here is absolutely stunning.
Absolutely. It kind of reminds me of that trip I took in Barbados with my wife Giselle about 20 years ago.
Yeah, we get it. You're both old. Same, anything to not draw attention to myself. Yeah. Exactly. Having fewer eyes on me means I can do whatever I need to do without feeling like I'm being judged for it. Although I know most people aren't doing that anyway, they got their own things to worry about. It's always that nagging feeling in the back of your head. Blend into the background, right? Also easy to exit and enter a place that way, too. Though I'm sure some places would do differently. Like, I know some retail spaces, if you enter it, you usually have an employee going up, "Hey there, do you need anything?" I imagine that's, like, twofold. The reason for doing that is twofold. Because, you know, it's the off chance in that they might actually be able to assist a customer with whatever they're there for, and also to let them know, "Hey, we're watching you. We know you're here, so don't do anything funny." Sometimes that's like deterrent enough for people. Oh, I wonder if the +1 means I got a best lap. Nah, that can't be the case, because I always get the best lap. What can I help you find today? I'm thinking bugger off and stay away from me. Yeah. Okay, now I can just switch to plane.
Competition continues. Let me gather the new data. Done.
And
Time
just
to go
fly
to
the heck
skies
there.
again. For this new flight, you're going to need sharp reflexes and real steady nerves.
Oh, yeah. Game shops are bad for that. Oh, yeah. Any small store tends to be like that. I think it's mostly because they don't get all that many customers to begin with, so they're happy to have someone that might buy their stuff for them. Try that again. This time we're just gonna fly to the river, not the road. This Drift Zero fella is pretty nuts. Well, I did it. I got to the end. We can continue along our way.
Your plane, the Civco Edge, will be ideal for that ride. But it's not gonna
OMG,
fly
I didn't see
itself.
that bridge until you hit it.
You're up.
Sometimes they just sneak up on you. Nah, I tend to be bad with that too. Like, usually I'll be so concentrated on one thing that I don't see another thing coming towards me that I should totally be paying attention to until it's too late. It gets especially bad at night, because your visibility is obviously reduced then. So even sometimes when you're as attentive as you can be, sometimes it's just not enough. That's bad planning. Fancy putting a bridge there when there's planes coming through. Well, the cars have to get across somehow, I guess. And the ferry would just be too slow. Alright. Back into the air we go. Is the whole playlist going to be like this? We're just going to swap between boats and planes? Because it actually wouldn't be too bad. You know, I can sort of understand why maybe this is a half and half event now.
Honestly, you should have seen the colors in that thing. And those
At least on the plane side. If they're all point-to-point checkpoint races, then yeah, there's no way you could have yourself like a full 8-event playlist with just planes.
Hey, Sean, we're back indeed for our
Although,
second air trial.
they probably could have done like, they could have done like a 6-event playlist. They've done it before. Part of me wonders if aerobatics is going to be introduced in like a post-launch patch or something. They're just saving it for year 2.
Well, Bob, you said it. We're talking about a
We're adding new disciplines. Also, you can now import a whole bunch more vehicles from the Crew 2 into this game.
out there, water rocket.
You know, I forget. Did the Crew 2 have jet skis? I feel like that would be the one vehicle type that they might be able to add into Motorfest if they didn't have them yet. And if they did have them, well, they can still add them. That's for sure. People would probably just decry them as like water bikes, but I don't know. Might be fun. Okay, now I just like thought of something really absurd. What if the Crew introduced like skateboarding and rollerblading? Completely out of left field. What if this just like turns into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or something? That would be wild. Probably won't be too bad though.
Wow, that's a mean section right there.
Especially since the Crew 2 did do the pretty daring add boats and planes, and they managed to kind of carve out their own identity for it.
Cleverly teasing what's coming next.
Be like playing ESPN Extreme Games on PS1. Love that game. Ooh, that would be fun. Yeah, even if they don't like, even if they focus more on like the racing aspects and less on the trick aspects. I guess the only thing keeping them out is that they're not motor vehicles. Although on that note, what if they added like motor scooters? Just for kicks. Those big off-road skateboard thingies. Oh yeah, one of those too. Just a skateboard with like jumbo tires on it. I guess the other issue would be, what do you do when like the player inevitably wipes out? That would be awkward to see, I imagine. I mean, bikes is already kind of towing the line there, but hell, they could use segways. They could.
We're now flying above the lovely Hawaiian countryside.
Reminds me of
Sure, but better watch
Burnout
these
Paradise. I remember when one of the post-launch updates added bikes to that. So they let you like pick from several different drivers to have on the bike. But whenever the bike crashes, they just made the driver mysteriously disappear, and the bike would just like, you know, crash everywhere. I guess it makes sense because, you know, Burnout is all about vehicles crashing. Person crashing is a lot more harrowing and definitely gives off a different feel that they probably didn't want to have. %, more of this to go. Why is it that like these air races tend to take upwards of 6 minutes in total? I also imagine it must be pretty challenging to make each air race feel unique, especially since you're working with like a smaller region to begin with. There's only so many places you can go before the air races start all bleeding together. The bikes in Midnight Club 3 were a lot of fun. Oh, were they? Forgot to check and see if I could. No, I think I remember trying to find Midnight Club 3 on PC, and I don't think I was able to do so. At the very least, it would be very hard. I think I saw my best options were to find a console version of it, and I was like, Maybe far in the future. That'll be like a way in the future kind of plan. Speaking of which, I didn't realize the Xbox 360 shop was actually going to close down. First time I learned about it, there was like an article saying, oh yeah, they're doing deep discounts on some games that have been stuck there. I'm like, oh, I should probably jump on at some point and just buy like a final few games before that service goes down for good. And maybe hook up my 360 as well, just so I can download all the games. The end of an era, yeah. Honestly, that thing's been up for, what, 20 years now? Absolute bummer.
It's just about passing that last gate.
Right, I get it. Microsoft has every right to do so, and, you know, don't have to consult us or anything like that, but
It's incredible what a Zivco edge and great skills can achieve.
certainly doesn't make it feel any better. That's the one saving grace is that, thank goodness for backwards compatibility. Although, like I said, there are several 360 games that have not left that console, so those are going to disappear into the ether. That 360 was one of the best consoles ever, so much game variety, yeah. It was kind of like Xbox at its peak. It was when they were firing on all cylinders. Everyone actually gave it some measure of respect. There's one game on there that I'm somewhat bummed that was only on the 360. It's a game called Poker Smash. It was like Tetris Attack, but had like a bit of a suits and matching mechanic to it too, where you had to form like poker hands with the tiles and then you score points. It was only ever on the 360 and the PS3, I believe. And I think it was like accidentally made into a backwards compatible title on the Xbox One, but they very quickly took that back. And anyone who got like Poker Smash on the Xbox One was refunded. And then like I think the original people who made Poker Smash also started a Kickstarter project that tried to bring Poker Smash to the PC. And that was funded, but that was like a really long time ago. And no one's really heard from him since then. Which is an absolute bummer, because I remember playing Poker Smash back in the day. And it was like a pretty decent title with its own twist. And it's a shame that's just gonna go poof. I mean, you'll probably still be able to get it on PS... Oh wait, no. Well, yeah. Unless it was delisted on PS3, I'm not sure. Really missed the burning CDs to the hard drive on 360. I mean, we're gonna see a lot more of that soon enough, right?
Hi everyone, this is Bob Schwartz here, live and ready for that third round of Ocean and Sky. The race has started, and the 8 boats are already making their way out of the bay.
Thank God these boats are slow. Oh, I should probably... I keep on forgetting. I need to tilt back to gain a little extra speed.
Mr. Babalu is being kept elsewhere at the moment. But we're nothing if not adaptable, so let's move forward until he catches up.
Is it so goddamn hard to catch up to these people? Holy crap.
This time we're going offshore with way bigger boats, including the incredible Lamborghini Technomar.
Wait, Lamborghini makes boats?
Boat made by Lamborghini.
Oh, even... It's like they
And fellas,
wrote that line specifically for someone who's gonna say that. I used to just hook up my iPod to it and jam while I played games. I remember using the custom soundtracks feature. That was back when a lot more games used custom soundtracks.
it's also important to mention that the sea got a little turbulent since the previous race.
I remember Burnout 3 let you use a custom soundtrack, and then I think Space Invaders, Infinity Gene let you use like custom soundtracks too. Oh my god, on that note, why has Space Invaders Infinity Gene like, not gone outside 360, PS3, I believe. Like, they're not even in the Space Invaders compilations that tend to pop up here and there.
Look at that swell. Ooh, someone who's never experienced it can't fathom what it's like to
Such a
sail
uniquely
such a
fascinating game,
especially
and
at that speed.
fortunately, if you want to play it, then you have to grab it on one of them old consoles. Yep, that was a godsend for WWE games for theme songs. Oh, I bet. Oh, Hatsune Miku Project Diva. I think one of I think the earlier games in the series let you have like a full-on chart editor mode. You could just import your own custom song and have the Vocaloids do custom dance moves, and then you could just like create a custom beat map for it and then put it all together. I remember trying to make one for the Bill Nye the Science Guy theme. Didn't get too far, but
Hey everyone, it's Sean, and I'm back to the studio with my man Bob. What did I miss?
Well, my friend, we're halfway through the race, and the weather conditions are only getting worse.
I can see it. I mean,
so
look
yeah,
at the
missed out on a
vehicles.
lot.
Choosing larger boats clearly was the wise choice for this race.
Man, I'm going like almost 100 miles per hour at times, and yet this still feels plodding. Now I'm going 120. Once this thing hits 121 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious stuff.
The contestants need to push their engines.
Come on, water rockets.
Water rocket. I'm more like a water ferry at this point. Gotta admit though, this boat's probably like an absolute delight to hang around in. Look at all that room it has. You could probably stick a cooler in there, maybe a umbrella, maybe even a grill.
Water rockets? You know what? I think
Could have
I'm
yourself
also
a
taking
good
look at this
time.
newcomer.
Alright. I think that's like 5 events done, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Got about 3 more to go. That was such a slog with that heavy boat. I know, right? Alright, we're going back into plane mode.
You're going to need a plane that is both sturdy and maneuverable for what's coming.
It's like one of those things where I don't mind a break from reality. Like, yeah, swap between vehicles, sure, why not? It's not realistic, but it's convenient. And sometimes that's all you
Flying
need.
above the volcano through rough conditions. That's why we have another 20th century legend waiting for you. The Crewman F8F Bearcat, a real fighter. If you're going to look down on the volcano, that plane is your best ally.
Ooh, am I gonna get to take out some targets with it? I'm not even gonna bother looking for crates. I'm just gonna fly. I'm just gonna fly to my next destination. There will be more crates. There will always be more crates. I really need to revisit Chaotix on 32X soon. Is that like in a collection anywhere? I hope it is, because Knuckles Chaotix is actually a game that I have not played. Certainly seems interesting though, with the way you can have the different duos of characters and they're bound to each other. So reason why we have the trio of Charmy, SBO, and Vector, right? Ever since Sonic Heroes, they've been at least trying to find a niche in most games in this series now. Always some form of Chaotix, some way or another. Oh. Oh wait, is that? Okay, yeah, I guess they want me to
We're still on, and
match
after quite
the
a
angle
rough
now.
boat
Okay,
ride,
okay.
It looks like Hawaii is set on making things difficult for our competitors.
That's right.
Yeah, now you're requiring me to fly through these gates at specific
Difficult
angles.
flying conditions. Don't get fooled by this beautiful sky. Some serious turbulence is to be expected.
At least among the chaotics, it does seem like Vector is probably the most popular one.
Let's just hope that volcano doesn't have an extra surprise in store for us down there.
I guess anthropomorphic alligators are just going to be popular no matter what.
Sounds like a good old direct-to-DVD movie.
Get up there. Alright. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, and then they have one all the way up here. Oh boy. It's a really good thing I can see this this angle marker through all this cloud. As far as I know, it was only on 32X. He looks like an inflatable ring when he jumps. They did the chaotic Sturdian heroes. No, wow, 4 seconds for missing a gate. So really don't want to miss one. Got it. It's a good thing I had all those perfect bumper times to buffer that. Yeah, if I remember correctly, KLX had like a very different style of stage from everyone else. It's like the other 3 teams were just, hey, run through the stage from beginning to end, while Chaotix had much more unique objectives. But yeah, Heroes came out in sort of that period where platformers were all like, yeah, we need like variety in the game, so you gotta have yourselves a variety of styles and a ton of mini games and unique elements to each stage, because you gotta really mix things up. And yeah, it is nice, but sometimes you don't want to mix things up just for the sake of mixing things up, right? Okay, we're back at the like neutral time. Would have been nice to have bonuses, but I'll take not having penalties. And oh, I'm gonna get another. Oh, this is just a +2. All right. Yeah, it did. The joined by a ring took some getting used to. Ha, did it. You know, one of these days, maybe I'll do like a whole Sonic series where I'll just play through as many Sonic games as possible. Start with like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and then go through the games in order from there.
You're talking about the plane, aren't you, Sean?
At least there's mods for Mania, so you can play as who you want. Ah, that is nice. I did read that the people who made Sonic Mania had their next game come out like not too long ago. It was like Penny's Big Breakaway or something like that. I remember watching someone stream it. That seemed like an interesting enough game. Definitely helps kind of make that company carve out its own identity, so that's pretty cool.
You've made it to the final part of the championship. Just 2 more events to go to settle the score in both disciplines. Everything you've learned over the 6 previous
One more
rounds
boat,
will be key
one
to
more
snatching the last points that
plane.
could lead you
I
to
get
the
it.
podium.
Yeah, it's crazy like what kind of mods you'll see pop up for some games. Like, probably shouldn't have surprised me too much that there's a mod for 30XX that kind of replaces some of the assets with the ones from Mega Man X series. It makes sense, considering that game is very much inspired by Mega Man X. Might be a +2, because you imagine some people just might buy 30XX so they can get the Mega Man X conversion mod, and then just pretend that they're playing themselves a new Mega Man X game. Now there's one series that people probably wish Capcom would revisit,
No
Mega Man
pressure,
X.
but quite a crowd has come to see this. What can I say?
Considering, like, you know, Mega Man Classic got like 3 games long after the fact, and the Mega Man X8 did end on a cliffhanger. People do wonder, hey, how do you continue from that?
Welcome back, everyone. We're now in Pearl Harbor Bay, and the contestants are already sailing at full speed.
We're in slightly faster boats too, thank frick.
Sean, this is it.
Now this is more like it.
This series.
You're right. 2 events to go, starting as usual with an encounter at sea.
Thankfully, not with
Look at
sirens.
this light, Sean. The day is young and promising, just like this race.
On the subject of sirens, you may have noticed, I really got into Hades 2. Alright, ever since last Monday, when Supergiant was all like, yeah, it's an early access, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it right away, and I've been playing the heck out of it.
You're totally right. These
I mentioned that because the second area you go to in that game is very much a,
best of their sea knowledge.
it's like an oceanic themed area. It's like an aqueduct, right? You're like inside of an aqueduct of sorts. Alright, and the end boss of that area happens to be Skilla and the Sirens, but they kind of reimagined them as a rock band in that game, and it's pretty hilarious. They even have like a theme song and everything that they sing while you're fighting them. It's great.
Going for the shallow
It's
water.
absolutely anachronic, but so hilariously fun. I mean, that game was already anachronic anyway, considering Hades 1 depicts the underworld as like a really boring office job, right? Seen that a lot on the main Twitch page, yeah. Everyone, a lot of people, I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people are playing through it.
I'm checking on my #1 contestant, Water Rocket, who's about to enter its second lap.
It's actually pretty nuts because they said that Hades 2 in its current form in early access actually has like more stuff than Hades 1 did as the finished product. And as far as I can tell, they're probably on the money about that. You can complete a run from beginning to end in the early access build, so that's like pretty cool. Haven't been able to do so myself. That final boss is no joke, let me tell you. And when you figure their stuff out, like most final bosses, they just do a lot of damage per hit, so you can't afford a whole lot of errors. Unless you get, like, certain perks, but if you don't, well, then you better get real good at dodging and knowing their patterns. And that's the fun of it, right? Certainly wasn't able to beat Hades 1 on my first try either. It's only a matter of time before I will take down the final boss of Hades 2. Who would you say are the top final bosses in games? That's a question I always enjoy. For me, I think my personal favorite would probably be Dr. Nefarious in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, because he's just like a fantastic villain executed throughout. Right, it's the right amount of absolute goofiness and menace from the fella. The guy is a good source of comedy, but he's also a very effective plotter as well, especially in his inaugural game, where he plans on roboticizing the entire universe. And his fight also pulls no punches. And it's like the perfect sweet spot between the previous, compared to the bosses of the previous 2 games as well, because in the first Ratchet and Clank, Drek was this absolute near impossibility, like very annoyingly hard. And then in Going Commando, the giant protopet was an absolute pushover, to the point where you could even defeat it before you even enter the boss arena. And Nefarious just like hits the sweet spot. It's not maddeningly difficult, but he's no pushover either. And I kind of like it too, because you imagine he's this absolute goofball, right? Most of the time you see him, he's like getting rolled all over, but when it comes down to it, he says to get onto the field himself. He proves why he's such an effective villain. He's able to kick your ass 6 ways to Sunday. Keeps you on your toes. Very fun fight. Another boss fight I would say is like real fun. Actually, within the Supergiant umbrella, the final boss of Transistor. So the main thing about Transistor is that it's like a pseudo action RPG, but you can like freeze time whenever you want, and queue up a bunch of actions to execute once you exit out of it, and then you like get to the final boss, and then he goes, who should go first? How about me? And then he freezes time and queues up a bunch of actions and like kicks your ass 6 ways to Sunday, and you're just like, oh my god, he has all the same powers I do. It's a real fun one. That's a good one. And then there's actually like a boss in a recent game that has just managed to wow me over. The final boss of Remnant 2. I like it for a multitude of reasons. On its own, it's just a spectacular looking boss and a spectacular boss to fight against. Right? It's just visually impressive and appropriately challenging. I also enjoy it because the final boss of Remnant 1 was perhaps a bit of a disappointment, a little bit too gimmicky, and maybe too frustrating for its own good. So it does feel like they managed to improve things for Remnant 2, where you get this appropriately epic encounter, and the way it ends too just really gets your blood rushing and just like, oh man, just excitedly taking it down, just oh, it's so close, and then you manage to do it, and you're like, yes. Anyways, those are like some of my favorite bosses. What are your favorite final bosses? You can probably already tell I'm a bit less on the challenge and a bit more on the gee-whiz factor. Challenge is good, right? I like a good challenging final boss, but I also like one that just has a whole lot of spectacle to it. Something to really let you know, no, this is the final battle. Hold nothing back. One has to be the Egg Titan from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Are you talking about like a giant robot that pursues you on the Death Egg? Because, yeah, I definitely can absolutely see that. Just a boss that is many times your size, and you're just like, you gotta run away until it opens itself up for attack, and you gotta smack it. And you have to try to hit it a lot, but not so much that you get destroyed by the laser that inevitably comes from it. Okay, where's this crate? I keep on getting close to it, but it must be inside this building. Yup, okay. That's what I thought. Oh, now it's going nuts. Okay, it's not in there. Sensor says it's like around this general area. Oh, there it is. Found it. Too bad we're in ad break mode, so nobody will know I found it. Yeah, they'll know something's up when they see I've started racing. Wow, look at this absolute chonker of a plane. Well, once ad break gets removed. Oh yeah.
Our last challenger is now taking his turn. The plane has taken off, and it's on.
And we're flying off into the sunset.
Look at the beautiful skyline.
Onto the wings of glory.
Precisely where we're headed. Sean, you're up. Your specialty, your protege, your moment.
I'm 100% focused, Bob. This is serious business. Like all the previous contestants,
Not as focused as I am, I'm
Water
sure.
Rocket will have to make it through this extremely technical flight through the city.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
And the fun
Oh,
has
God.
already begun. Careful between these two buildings. You've seen it. Some of these sections are dreadful. Extreme mode is mandatory.
Oh right, I forgot I had that. Ignis from King of Fighters 2002. His look, his coat that feels alive, and he's a really tough challenge to beat because he inputs reads the hell out of you. The Devil Emperor Mundus in Devil May Cry 1. Oh, I forgot about Devil May Cry bosses. Yeah, a lot of them end up being pretty spectacular. Although on the subject of fighting game bosses, I have a fondness for Galactus in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Again, that's like a very much a spectacle kind of thing, right? Because one is Galactus, goddamn eater of worlds. Guy practically towers over you. And the fact that like the UI and the announcer all change in accordance just to let you know that the fucking Earth is at stake, right? The announcer's like, the battle for Earth, and then even the HUD is just like, Earth limit. Just to let you know, no, you're not. This isn't just a matter of winning or losing the battle. Now you're fighting for the planet. You're fighting for everyone on it. Hey there, this plane is quite the big boy. Yeah, look at it. It's like such a little chonker. It's adorable. Oh, you will rue this day. Proceeds to flick you off and force switch. Yeah. And the 700 hit combo, yeah, the one where you just like finger lasers the entire screen. And if you're not holding back the block, you're as good as hosed. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Like I said, maybe not the most challenging boss, but absolutely visual spectacle, and that's why I enjoy it so much.
One of the most challenging segments is coming up. It requires a very difficult maneuver.
You said extreme mode, right? It's like that.
Well, Sean, we're out of the city. The toughest part is behind us.
That's right, Bob. Just a few more good maneuvers, and then all we have to do is land smoothly.
For the final 5% of the course.
And back home.
Looks like one of the planes in the movie Plane.
Seriously, a great finale and a serious
A chubby little chunky boy. Also, hi Venom. How's it going? Alright, we did it. We made it to the end of another playlist. Come on, let me move on. I know it's probably loading the overworld stuff, but come on. Oh, right, the podium stuff too. I like that they recolored it, at least. Still have the people in like the yellow Motorfest shirts, but now everyone else is like wearing blue clothes. It's kind of funny. Great, and you? I'm doing all right. Beginning of the week has been pretty light, but tomorrow is where things are gonna get a bit more busy. So I've just been relaxing. A little calm before the storm, as it were, right? They're rocking the synthwave colors. Oh yeah, actually, yeah. This is a kind of neon-ish blue I would expect to see in a synthwave-inspired environment for sure. All right, let's go get ourselves the reward vehicle. I just got to the end of the playlist, Kara.
This series required extremely versatile skills and a pretty strong stomach. And yet, you made it through that championship and won your spot on the podium.
Sure
You had the
did.
guts. You got the glory.
Guts! Now I feel ready to take on the aggro crag. Nah, I couldn't take on the aggro crag. Nope. Not one bit. I just have friends who started doing climbing a while ago. It's something they do occasionally, and you know what? All the respect for that, cause man,
Fame won't be your only reward.
I'd
for
have way
finishing
too many
this series.
heebie-jeebies trying to climb even a
Prizes waiting
short
for you,
wall.
And it's not going to fit in a regular garage. You won the Ocean and Sky playlist.
So you're gonna give
So
me
you
a
bet
plane,
you're not
right?
leaving without a
A
relevant
plane
vehicle.
or a boat?
So we decided to go aerial, vintage, and bold with the Grumman Bearcat F8F.
Yep, you're giving me a plane. Far too physical for this Foxy, exactly. You need upper arm strength, you need leg strength. You probably need to control your breathing, you need a whole lot of nerve. Incredible grip strength, too. Probably some good knowledge of swinging techniques as well. This slender frame isn't built for anything physical. At least, definitely not like a real-world sense anyway.
The bear is now part of your collection, and the skies are yours to explore. Remember, use the fast fave shortcuts to instantly switch from one type of vehicle to another.
Yes, and I know how to do that now, but we're just gonna drop in. That will never get old. Oh, since this is a plane, I wonder if they'll have a different cutscene for this. Or is it still gonna be the same, hey, there's a vehicle in the jungle? It's gonna be awkward seeing this plane fly down the road like it's a car. Is it gonna drift? Is it gonna drift like a car? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, everything else about this presentation is the same. Oh boy, can't wait, can't wait. How is this gonna play out? Yeah, this is like going really fast on the ground. I swear to God, if it drifts at the end, if it fucking drifts at the end. Okay, you know what? Yes, yes, they changed it up. Good. You did enough. You did enough.
Takeoff, driver.
All right. And there we are, the final playlist of the night. Automobili Lamborghini. This is where we're going.
A playlist is ready to try. Let's go try it.
Let's get back on the road for this last one.
Motorfest is proud to show you this new playlist. A full-on Automobili Lamborghini experience.
All Lambos all the time. Some action in the city. Probably will be. We're gonna take ourselves an express trip there. Get ourselves a nice scenic view of the ocean. And the city on the side too. Oh man. It's like we're watching the opening to a Hawaii Five-0 episode.
Are what makes Lambo stand out. But as you'll see, there's so much more to it. Ever since its inception over 60 years
Daytime is fine time, but nighttime is the right time.
Now, the
That's a fun-
Motorfest
that's a
gives you
fun
chance
ring.
to
It has a nice ring to
experience
it.
legend and to write its next chapter here in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm kinda over the nightlife, to be honest. It's a bit too wild for my tastes. I prefer something a bit more relaxed. Do stuff during the day, and then just go back home and kind of wind down at night. Read a good book, play a good game, maybe just lie in bed, surf the internet, thinking about nothing in particular. I was talking about the scenery. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, I can imagine the city, an island city at night. Yeah, definitely some action in there. Okay, let's see what sort of intro we'll get for the Lambo playlist. Look at that high-tech looking M. I like how they change up the design of the Motorfest M for each playlist. So how much of this is like stock footage and how much of this is rendered, I wonder. Let's look at him go! You know, random stereo burning, sure. How does that relate to Lamborghini? I'm not quite sure. Out with the old, in with the new, I guess? I don't know, is that what the message they're trying to convey? Also a meteor? Are they trying to imply that Lamborghinis were a gift from aliens? They're from beyond Earth.
Lamborghini's all about. Buckle up. This is going to be one hell of a day.
Probably a few heck of a nights too. What is that? Counting 9 events. 9? Did I get that right? 9? It'll be a good note to end on, right? Just with little high-speed thrills back on the road, right? Gonna drive there in our buggy.
Automobili Lamborghini is first and foremost a story. A story that began with a genuine passion for sports cars and with one clear goal in mind: to create the best supercars. Vehicles that can go head to head with the cream of the crop.
Oh, the siren. Oh, okay. You weren't talking about in-game. Yeah, it happens. I don't know. I try to mute the mic, but occasionally it just like catches me off guard and I'm not able to mute fast enough. Man, the way the beat bass just like starts up when you get to a particular spot. It's like in Forza Horizon when you hear like the music playing in the background, but it starts getting like a more muted effect when you get close to a festival site, as if like you're hearing the music from coming out from inside the building. It's a nice touch. I enjoy it. It's enough of a segue that way.
During Lamborghini's formative years. But the one we chose for you to start with is, predictably, the first true Lamborghini jewel, the Miura. Powerful, elegant, unconventional. The Miura is a car that reshuffled the cards among sports car manufacturers.
Reshuffled the cards, you say? It occurred to me, when you change Radio and Horizon, does that mean you are in charge of the festival music too? Because that changes too. Could you imagine that? You're just like jamming out to some tunes and then suddenly just hear an abrupt change to the music. Or like, wait, what happened? Oh, the boss must have switched music stations. Although they do have like radio stations, so it could be like yeah, this is just funny to think about. Boss just has 24/7 access to a remote control they can use to switch music at any site as they please. There you are. Alright, let's start this. Yeah, let us be in charge of the skill song button. I like that the implication is always that skill song is just a thing that every DJ has access to, and they just tap that button whenever they feel like it. Like, all right, this is a good time as any. Double skill points, I guess. Rack them up. Probably would have been a fun option to have back when the Horizon series had like a global skill tree, as opposed to like car-specific skill trees. Always a skill song when you're about to go into an event. I know, right? And just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm gonna wait like another 5 minutes and just drift around as much as possible. Honestly, though, I'm at like the point in Horizon where I don't really care anymore. Because I already got like enough cars tricked out and way more money and experience than I could ever need. So it's like skill song, sure, whatever. Just go into an event. I'm not too concerned about getting the sickest skill chains anymore when the skill song pops up. It's gonna be a race. Reach top 3. Same, I usually just go to the minimum to get the cars, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Oh, man. Wow. This is a bit more presentation than I was expecting. I guess this is like gonna be like all the cars we'll be driving. We start with the Mira SV. It's straight out of a car commercial, goddamn. Is this how they advertise supercars to the elite? So that means like each event is gonna have an intro like that, where they show off the car you're gonna be driving. Somewhat appropriately got like a cyberpunk-esque tune playing too. But yeah, the designs of these cars definitely makes me think cyberpunk-esque. Right, you put a little more neon on the track. You turn the setting to night. Wait, they didn't do their research. It said 1971 to present, but it was 1966. Huh. Oops. Yeah, from the sounds of it, it does feel like some aspects of this game could have used a few more runs through an editor, perhaps. Certainly not too late to fix it, but the original mistake will still be there. I think it reminds me of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I remember Phoenix Wright's level 3 special, or super, where originally, right in like the very early versions of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, he ended with saying, "Take this," but as any Phoenix Wright fan would tell you, Phoenix Wright doesn't say "take this," he says "take that." And like at some point, while they were patching the game, they changed Phoenix Wright to say "take that" instead of "take this," and I always found that amusing. But probably nice that they did that though. Proofread things, yeah.
Careful.
On one hand, it's like, yes, absolutely. On the other hand, it does make you wonder, like, is this the kind of thing where if they fix that, it might inadvertently break something else, or maybe this is like what maybe it's like some higher ups told them to do, and their hands were tied, or maybe something else. Us car folk notice these things, as you should. I'm glad you do, though. It's nice to have accurate information. That's for sure. Oh, I just noticed that there's a clean driving bonus. Miraculously, I still have 3,000 bucks that I'm gonna get. I was wondering why there was like this buzzer-like sound playing whenever I hit a thing, and I realized, oh, clean driving bonus. Okay, that's why. Well, it's only like 3,000 bucks anyway. I'm not gonna lose sleep that I didn't get all of it.
That was just the beginning.
Oh yeah, we got another 8 cars to look at. Or maybe like there's 8 cars, including this one, and then the 9th event will be like a 8-car relay. That would be nuts. As long as it's not as long as the Liberty Walk event. See, that one felt nice and short too. It was just like 2 laps around the track. Didn't eat up like 6 minutes of your time. No, it's just, hey, you know what the car looks like? You know how it handles now? Now you can go on to the next thing.
The first race got you in the mood. Well, let's strike the iron when it's hot with the legendary Lamborghini Countach 5000 Quattro Valvole.
Countach? That's how you pronounce that, okay.
The Countach isn't the first awesome Lamborghini, but it clearly is the manufacturer's first superstar. A car that would leave a permanent mark in hearts and minds all around the world.
The one that put him on the map.
Embodiment of Lambo identity that had set the tone for the brand's future.
Oh boy. First auto mod message I've seen, but
Ready? Here comes chapter 2. Legendary designs. Take good care of that Countach. It is so much
I'm sure
more
it's
than just a car.
nothing. It's nothing bad. It's just unfortunate. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's Countach. Okay, so that's how you pronounce it. Got it. Italian for foire. I see. I see. All right, we're just open the menu and outrun the clock. Ooh, so this is an outrun event. It's been a while since I've seen one of these. This will be fun. Nice to have a checkpoint-to-point style race. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like this each time, huh? Here are all the cars you'll be driving, and the next one on the list is... Oh, it's gonna be going down the line, I imagine. The definition of iconic comes out in 1985. I wonder. Oh, we're getting a rolling start too. All right, let's go. Just need a little magical sound shower now. Let's go. Although pretty amusing that we're driving a Ferrari. Or, sorry, not a Ferrari. Oh, right, I forgot. Clean driving is still a thing. Okay. Everyone had that 5,000 QV on their wall. Also, not a true QV, no huge spoiler. I like how they put the debris on the road. I guess just to give us something to pay attention to while we're driving really fast down the road. Arrgh, the sun in my eye. I should have turned off the lens flare. God. That and white just screams synthwave. It does, actually, yeah. I almost ran into those red things, and again... It's okay, we're halfway through the race. If I don't hit anything else, I can still get 4,000 bucks from this. Oh, wait, it's going down, 43, could be worse. I'm amused by the giant Lamborghini balloons and then just the staggered billboards, the very artistic billboards that they're just peppering everywhere. Just in case you forgot what this playlist was all about. Oh my god, look at that giant Lambo standee. Some people want standees of anime characters, other people want standees of cars. I don't know, I'd probably take one home if they let me, just for kicks. Just display that in my bedroom. Hey, check it out, check out this car standee I got. Oh god, the lens flare's back. You know, sometimes there is such thing as too much lens flare, and this is definitely one of those times. I'm like almost certain that the sun does not do this in real life. Well, maybe it does, but you're definitely not gonna have it like this. Like, if this happened to you in real life, right, you're driving down the road and the sun just, like, gets right in your face, you know what you would do? Just, like, put down that sun shield, right, if you had one. Or, like, have sunglasses or something, I don't know. Definitely wouldn't just have it shine in your face. I want a standee of Roxanne Wolf. Yeah, and if you are a true mix, you mix them to get into Tasha, right? Yeah, you get the anime liveries on. Yep. I like doing that in Forza Horizon a lot. Like, every car I drive, I will usually try to hunt down some sort of anime or cartoon livery, at the least, for it. There's some really good ones out there. Although, definitely, if you drive enough cars, you'll see a lot of them get repeated. It's fun. Especially when you see like something like a Hatsune Miku livery just on different vehicles. It's like, oh boy, someone really put in effort to make sure that you get to drive with Miku on your vehicle, no matter which one you pick.
It's named after the famous and ferocious fighting bull, El Diablo.
El Diablo, you say? This should be interesting. You ever see any of those in real life? You see it's like someone with like a really sick livery on a car. I think I asked this already, but I'm asking it again. I did see it like once in the wild in a parking lot, and someone was inside it, so I made sure to let them know, wow, your car's like really sick. Outside of that, most of the time, I only see Itashas and like cons. Tend to be in like the vendors area. They'll have a big old space sectioned off to show off any car liveries that they might have there. The Trailblazing Devil, 1999. Man, we're really kind of going through the early years quickly, aren't we? These next 5 cars are going to see a very significant decrease in year skippage, I'm sure. I've seen a few really nice floof liveries in the wild. Ooh, nice. Right into ad break, so I hope you heard that. Huh, only 6 racers. Well, these are pretty wide cars, so I guess having fewer racers to contend with is nice. I keep on forgetting there's a clean driving objective, so I gotta stop smacking into everything. Or at the very least, try not to smack into long lines of things, because that's where I see like the most money decreasing. Right, if I ran into that fence, like I did there. Oh yeah. Wow. So they also deducted if you keep grinding against the wall. I mean, makes sense, but sheesh. Smack! $45, that's fine. Ah, you ain't getting past me, buddy. I'm very willing to sacrifice 20 bucks for that. Man, y'all really aren't playing around here, are ya? Goddamn. Man, we still have $3,700 in clean driving bonus.
First. Neat.
Oh, you just noticed? Well, thanks anyway. I like how she said it. You're first! Neat! It's like a cool thing she just saw. Oh man, wow, players in first place. The next thing you hear, oh boy, there's a school of dolphins jumping out in the ocean there. Oh wow, this ice cream stand is selling peanut butter ripple. Oh wow, there's a 2-for-1 shirt deal going on at this store. That diner-like sign too. You know, this does make me wonder, which playlist is going to be the one that introduces, like, that tire wear mechanic that they were showing off in the intro. I might have to look amongst the remaining ones and see where it could possibly be. Because it seems like an interesting change of pace from the usual events. I'm eager to...
Don't forget the clean driving bonus.
It's okay, I'm getting like $3,500 from it. It's still an okay amount of money. Admittedly, a drop in the bucket, but still an okay amount.
Amazing driving skills.
Well, at least you're not condescending like that donut guy.
That's it. The car that owned the end of a century. Another major step towards the future.
Also the end of a millennium, too, right? Because it's a 1999 car. Right before the dreaded Y2K. Well, I guess Y2K really wasn't that dreaded, all things considered. Probably because they spent a lot of time future-proofing all of the software for it, so cool. Yeah, I still remember my parents last minute got a little paranoid. Ordered like 2 huge plastic containers and just dumped a bunch of water in it, like...
20th century. Now it's time to step into
And it turns out they didn't need any of it. Not sure what happened to the water afterwards. They probably just, like, dumped it into the garden outside, but... It's just funny to note. Donut guy needed a toe cap enema. Ooh. Okay, there's another crate here, you say. The Hurricane!
The carbon atom, fused with the unmistakable flavor of Lamborghini. Sensual, streamlined, and powerful. The Hurricane
Flavor Lamborghini.
sent to new heights.
That's a
Modern as always.
interesting mix of words there. What the hell is this crate? Some beeping and then it stops beeping. It's gotta be... Okay, it's on the other side. Well, you know what? Screw it. I'm not driving all that way. We're just gonna move on. If I have to go that far out of my way, I'll just wait for the next crate. It's all parts. Oh man, I thought I would be able to swiftly go through those trees, but it's like, nah. I'm gonna pinball you. I'm gonna pinball you between them. Is that art? No, it looks like it might be on a higher level. I'll come back for it. Probably do this in my own time. Just go hunt down art and complete feats and do the summit contest events.
Hold on to your seat. Chapter 4, Lambo sets the trends.
Oh wait, we're giving chapter titles now? So what were the other 3 then? Also, the event is called Trailblazing Forever. Let's do it. Let's get in this hurricane. Oh, it's another outrun event. Okay. I think this is like twice as many outrun events than we've seen in like every other playlist. So we're gonna drive the orange car next, right? Boom! The definition of iconic. This is gonna be Rolling Start 2, isn't it? It's not the Rolling Start. Yeah, Rolling Start! And it's on! Oof, they only give us just 45 seconds to start. Okay, maybe a minute. Minute 5. Given how close that checkpoint was.
Drive as clean as you can.
Took off $45 for hitting a tiny little speeding sign. What the heck, man? Oh, man.
You're a natural driver.
When the roads are wide enough, I can be a very natural driver, yes.
Drive as clean as you can.
Wow! $400 for smacking into those things. Still sitting on a good amount of bonus there. Halfway done. A big paragraph there. I will read it once I am done with this event. Look at that standee. Does make me wonder if there's a rhyme or reason or some sort of pattern they're sticking to when they place down all the decorations, or if they're just deciding, okay, it's been a while since we've seen one of those artsy billboards, let's put one here. Oh, they did put one up there. That feels like a good place for a billboard, to be honest.
That was a stunning hurricane. The Lamborghini that took the 21st century by storm.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Believe it or not, but the Lamborghini 350 GT, first Lamborghini ever made in 1963, and the Murcielago, and production in 2010, had the same engine, obviously with modification, but almost 50 years with the same engine. Okay, that's pretty cool. That old school big V12 will be missed. We'll miss their V10 as well. Not a big Lambo without a screaming V12. Shame that. Alright, I think we're in the back half of the Lambo events now. Or I think we're at the halfway point, actually.
Has always been about looking forward. They don't only create great cars on the cutting edge of technology, but they're willing to go above and beyond with each new model.
Eventually you gotta hit an upper limit though, right? Eventually you run up against the natural human limit. Sadly, I'd best head to bed. It's 5:24 a.m. for me. Alright, yeah. You go get yourself some sleep, Molecular Shadow Fox. Have yourself a good rest, and thanks for hanging out.
Take the Urus, for example. It's the first SUV made by Lamborghini, described as an SSUV, super sport utility vehicle.
Have a good one. Thanks, you too.
That mixes the soul of a supercar with the functionality of an SUV, giving you the freedom to take on terrain you've never explored before.
Exciting. Man, one page I wish Motorfest would borrow from Horizon is making all the traffic transparent when you're in the middle of doing a feat. Because it is annoying when you want to try to get the best line possible, but you're kind of at the mercy of other cars on the road.
Continues with Chapter 5, a new kind of beast.
Oh, did the earlier events have titles and I just did not pay attention to it? Oh wow, it's a yellow crate, so it's gonna be something good in here. A lot of XP and cash, that's for sure. Oh my god, legendary parts! I hope they are at the max power level. Powering through the Lamborghini Urus. Yeah, it's a race. A good old race. Race. I wonder if the last car on the list is just going to be oh, it's a 2021. Huh. It's the bull that needs no matador. So we really quickly closed in on the present there, didn't we? I guess considering this is a brand playlist, they probably want to show off, hey, look at all the new vehicles we have. Aren't they cool? Doesn't it make you want to go out there and buy your own Lambo? I'd have to say, yeah, that would be a really nice dream, wouldn't it? To be able to afford my own supercar. I'd never drive it, of course. Man, why would I want to drive an expensive car and risk crashing it? Maybe that's the main deterrent. It would only be there just to say I bought it. It would only be there so I could tell everyone else that I bought one. And then they all look at me funny because why did I go blow hundreds of thousands of dollars on a car when I could be spending it on something else, like video games, or VTuber art, or a house. Yeah, another month and another round of me just going through Skeb and seeing who I want to commission for art. I'm just yeah, they got a cool style. And of course I get pieces back too, and then I just get that round of appeals. This is great. They all seem just fascinated by my character. They're like, oh boy, I really like the style and I want to draw him so much. To the point where some of the appeals I get even have like, oh man, if you were to commission me, I would draw your character doing this and have this particular scene, and it seems like they got everything planned out. I'm like, wow, how can I not commission you after that impassioned reply? I did it once, and I'm probably gonna do it again. The famous, if I win the lottery, I won't tell anyone. There will be signs. Yeah, right, you like start walking around with a bit fancier suit than usual. You might notice their house has gotten a few upgrades. You might notice their car looks a little cleaner. It's always the harrowing thing with just coming within a sudden money windfall. It's like, oh yes, money! On the other hand, oh boy, I hope I don't completely blow it all. That's gonna be the hardest thing. Just not going out there and going on an absolute shopping spree. Because, hey, windfall might be a windfall, but the thing about it is that it's only gonna happen once, right? It's not like you're gonna get a lot of money constantly, so you gotta make it last. Like, do you remember that really, really old movie Blank Check? Remember, it was like the one with the kid who just like stumbles upon a blank check and then goes and signs off for $1 million and he buys like a ton of things. He buys a house, he buys a really sweet playground and a bunch of other cool stuff. And then reality kind of comes crashing down on him because he just runs out of money. So they repossess everything. Hey, he's just right back where he started. Obviously, there's like bad guys in the movie too, but it's like that sort of rich fantasy you have when you're a kid, right? You're just like, oh man, if I had so much money, I'd have like the sickest party with all the best food and the best playground toys and the best toys and the biggest house too.
Driver. A show of strength, Lamborghini style.
Oh yeah. Look at that, 4 minutes. Only spent 4 minutes on this event. See, Lambo might be a hoity-toity, high-end luxury brand car, but at the very least this playlist is respecting my time.
In 2022, the Countach was reborn as the new Countach LPI 804. The party turns 100% Italian for this event. Here comes Chapter 6.
Wait, it wasn't already?
Lamborghini lives forever. Balliamo.
Balliamo, huh? Apparently, world record is 1:15, so this is gonna be a short one. Win the race. This is gonna be like a showdown, one-on-one duel. It's all a cityscape background, so this is gonna be like a street race, I'm imagining. So now we're gonna drive another white car right past the SUV. Ooh yeah, look at that sleek design right there. That looks like a car that could go fast. The legacy lives on. The dream will never die. And all that. Oh, no, we got several racers on here. Alright, alright. We're driving into the darkness, baby! Yeah! And of course, they switch from cyberpunk to a much more urban feeling tune. Well, we're on the highway. Oh, okay, I see a dock here, and holy cow. Why are these guys so cracked? Why are they pulling so far ahead of me? Hey, y'all, give me a chance, would you?
yet.
Thank frick it isn't. Yeah, fuck the clean driving bonus. I'm just... I need to catch up. I need to do everything I can to get to them. Goddamn. Oh, this is a straight up sprint too. Holy crap. We're already halfway through the race. It's not even been a minute. Ah, boom. Can't stop, won't stop. Hey, what, hey, how dare you? Get back here, you son of a... There we go. Clean overtake. After the messier overtake I did earlier. Nice contrast. Ooh. Back on the highway. Quick romp through the city, and now we're back on the road for the final stretch. Oh, I'm going so fast! Ah, fuck! Actually, that's where I would have said, ah, fuck.
You've shown them. The countess will never die.
The dream will never die. There's like that one car at my local marketplace, very good condition, imported from Japan, very low mileage, but no one buys it. If only I had the money. If only. Sure, a lot of us could probably do with more money. If only we had more money, we could do more of the things we wanted to do, but alas. Alright, time for event number 7, I believe.
Plenty of opportunities to test out your pro skills throughout the Motorfest. But today, you're doing it with Team Lamborghini.
This makes me wonder if we'll see other car brand playlists. We had Porsche, we had Lambo. Wouldn't mind seeing like a Ferrari playlist or a... Or maybe a McLaren. Or...
They've proven their might multiple times. The place, the Hanama racetrack. The car, the Lamborghini Ascenso. The mood, pro gig.
We're going on the official track, huh? Okay. A little bit more sanctioned racing. Standing there, menacingly tempting me. Yeah. The car is just sitting there, menacingly.
The Ascenso exhibition is about
It's going,
to start.
buy me.
7
You know you
performances.
want me. Okay, that's like a bit too creepy. See, it's like moments like those makes me wish, just like the traffic would get ghosted whenever you start feats like these. Otherwise, it feels like a bit too random chance. Especially when you get like a narrow road like this, and you gotta really maneuver your way around, which ends up wasting more time than you'd be comfortable with. Not like I was gonna finish this anyway. Oop, and I sailed past my destination. Alright. Circle back. A whole last mile. Whew. Ow. I thought I could, like, just run through that tree, but nah, it's a solid one. You know, it's like one things I don't think driving games have gotten down pat. It's just like figuring out some sort of visual language to let you know which scenery you could plow through and which scenery you can't necessarily plow through. I like this shot. It's like the morning of the big race. The calm before the storm. Before everything goes down, you see the fastest cars duke it out on the asphalt. Now we're gonna get to drive the green car. The essence of power. I keep on thinking that says 63 on the side there. I believe that's supposed to be a G3. Or maybe it is 63. I'm just, like, misreading that. Oh man, they really Lambo'd this track.
Great overtaking.
I mean, it was for a moment, and then I kind of went perpendicular with a wall there. Look at the track they set up, though.
Driving skills worthy of a Lamborghini.
It is nice, though. They're able to just set up whatever they want. Oh. Is it Zeshire the Cat? Thank you for the follow. Hey, saw you on Blue Sky and wanted to drop a quick follow, hoping you're well. Ah, I am doing well, thanks, and thank you for the follow. Welcome, thanks for checking me out. Sorry, I just got back from work and exhausted. Oh, I get it. I absolutely get it. But what better way to kind of kick back, right, than just to kind of opening up a stream and just watching someone play games. It's like the equivalent of just turning on the TV and watching a show, right? Certainly know that's what I do, right? Anytime I come home from work, I usually just fire up a stream, whatever's on at the moment, and just watch that as I settle in for the night. Especially back in the days of, like, Giant Bomb. I remember, because they would always do shows around, like, the time I would get off of work, so it was, like, the perfect time for me to just, like, get back to my place, go to their site, and then just, like, navigate to their live stream and just have some fun watching them play games. I'll be moving you to my TV in a moment, actually. Just double-checking some things before bed. Ah, okay. That's another fun part about the internet. You can like just move the, what you're watching between devices. Yeah, I feel like if I still owned a TV, I would probably do that. Just like turn that on to a random show and then fall asleep to it. I would have to make sure to get one of those TVs that has like a automatic turn off after a while button timer though.
Told you, Lamborghini owns both the streets and the racetracks. Now let me show you how they own the world.
Oh man, how will you show me that in the last two events here? Also, I'm glad setting up an account on Blue Sky was worth it. I'm certainly seeing returns on it. Like, it's great. Just putting up a post there and seeing people like it and some other folks communicate with it too. It's nice. Especially fun seeing like what pops off on Blue Sky and what pops off on Twitter. I can remember when I put out that Foghorn Leghorn meme image. It's like I had a handful of people like it on Twitter, but definitely popped off a little bit more on Blue Sky. Saw a few more people like it and repost it there. That was pretty cool. There are any other things I like about it too. Like how you can set up specific feeds So you can have like specific posts shown to you in some ways. Like, definitely have one that's set up to show me anything that's like related to VTubers. And another one related to like game dev related stuff and other things too.
To your side, Lamborghini's fastest models of all time. It couldn't be any other way.
Of course not. Should I go looking for this? Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
we're
should be.
here.
Oh wait, nope. Wait,
Final
is that?
chapter. Perfection itself.
Oh,
The ultimate Lamborghini celebration. Let's end this with a bang.
it is just an 8 event thing. There it is. This is like my favorite. Crate always appears within those awnings, or under those ceiling tarps. Okay, I guess I'll just enter in myself. Defining perfection. And we're driving the Sion Roadster. Ending this with a zoom. The final car in the lineup. Which one is it gonna be? Oh, well, we know. They've been going down the line. It's been very consistent about that, actually. The thunder that struck twice. Oh wait, it's not thunder that strikes twice, it's lightning. Lightning doesn't... Well, maybe that's why it's the thunder that struck twice, because lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. Okay, okay, I think I see where you're getting at, Lamborghini. It reminds me of, this image I saw on the internet, where someone was, like, tweeting this joke, what does a spider drink, I think? It was like, bug juice. And someone just replies, haha, that's funny, because spiders are not actually bugs, they're arachnids. You go to a lengthy explanation, and then the person just replies, no, you fool, they eat bugs! It's like, oh yeah, of course. Spider might not be a bug, technically, but they do eat bugs. Also,
Impressive.
what's with this filter? It's like very blue, future-esque filter. Very Minority Report vibes coming from this. We're like in Miami 2030 right now. Timeline in which AI has completely consumed the world, and freedom of expression is gone. Humanity is stuck working menial jobs while robots do the things that once brought humans so much joy. But now, a hero will rise. One that will fight back against the evil overlords and bring back color to this world. Bring back expression to this world. Bring back freedom to this world. Bring back humanity to this world. It's like if you hit a singular thing, then they deduct quite a bit. But subsequent hits will incur a bit less of a penalty. Or if you like hit something in quick succession to another thing, then they scale it back. I guess it's so that your clean driving bonus doesn't completely evaporate if you happen to run into a fence the wrong way. It's appreciated. Someone must have had a good afternoon trying to figure out how to tweak the numbers of the driving bonuses, make sure they provide the most satisfying experience. God, this lens flare again. Pretty sure suns do not work like this in real. I should say suns do not work on Earth like this in real life. I'm almost certain. Because if the sun was that large, by God, we have bigger things to worry about than this race, you know? There it is, the finish line.
That's how you ride the lightning.
Hey, that's a song. Ride the lightning. Did it. Legend level 10. I'm halfway to getting the next title. So that's it, right?
Is astonishing, isn't it?
Do we have like an actual surprise final event?
With all the promise that came with it. The perfect final act to this playlist. And yet, the show is not quite over. I mean,
That's what I thought.
It's a good story without a teaser for what could be next.
Ah, of course. What?
Right. We have one last surprise for you before you reach the container.
What would a brand playlist would be without a little bit of extra sponsorship? This is what you'll be seeing in the very near future. Kind of a good way to promote your next vehicle, I suppose.
Automobili Lamborghini. Epilogue. Always going for more.
Wait, you can spell epilogue as E-P-I-L-O-G? I've always seen it spelled as E-P-I-L-O-G-U-E. I guess it's like the same reasoning as dialogue. I can spell it as D-I-A-L-O-G and D-I-A-L-O-G-U-E. I always spell it as like the longer way. I don't know. It doesn't look right if I just spell it as the log and not the L-O-G-U-E. It's just me. I know it's just me. Going for more. So here's what's to come. The Revuletto. This is our surprise 9th car. This is why there are 9 events in the playlist. They tried to pull one over you by only showing 8 cars in the line. Oh, wow. They only get the cutscene. No, this is just... No, this really is a preview. Truly a concept car for you to drive. Get excited. Get a taste of the future. Now we're back to the cyberpunk-esque music. Is it going to be all highway driving? Probably. Very straightforward race, but wouldn't have it any less. Okay. Not just highway driving. Okay. Boy, that segment sure took a little chunk out of my bonus right there.
Nicely done.
About as nice as it could get, I suppose. Well, yeah, look at that mega overtake. Totally planned it. That'd be my 6 skills. Oh, yeah. All smooth sailing from here. No, not the fence. Always a big money subtractor. Money deductor. Well, big in the sense, in context to the bonus itself. Definitely not big in the context of how much money I can get from this event. Or how much money I have. Every little bit helps, but I can afford a loss here and there. Oh wow, they took out $80 for smack. Wow, I like how that standee had the little doors attached to it too. Make it look like it was open. That's a fun touch. Oh god, not the sun again. I gotta see in the options if there's some way to kind of tone down the lens flare. It was fun at first, but now it's getting a little irritating. I really do need to concentrate, huh? Even if you're driving on big open roads, you can't rest on your laurels because, you know, there'll still be turns, there'll still be other obstacles on the road. You gotta be mindful of all that. Crash at this speed would be a lot more deadly, that's for sure. We're nearing the end of this one, though. And we're in the city, so it's gonna be a pretty straight shot. Imagine, yep, there it is. That must be the last checkpoint up there. The finish line.
Now that's real Lamborghini power.
They didn't even say anything. They just let you drive it. Like, oh man, look, there's the name, there's its appearance. Get excited. And you know what I got? I got money. I got experience. Almost back up to 1 million. I was sitting on like maybe 80,000 after buying all that stuff. Ooh, I hope it's like a prototype.
High-end quality show. A car festival can't get any better than this.
We still got a few playlists remaining.
An idyllic venue, and last but not least, astounding skills.
And the cars are really
Yes,
cool too.
That's your driving I'm talking about. I believe you turned quite a few heads back there.
Yeah, probably because from all the smacking and the other things I was doing. So, why don't you tell me a little bit about what I'm gonna get, Kara?
That's why a well-deserved reward is waiting for you back at the
Is it gonna be like a cool prototype car?
Queen of the 90s.
Or okay.
A car that owned the end of the 20th century. The 1999 Lamborghini Diablo GT.
Ooh, Diablo, you say? So cool, it's subterranean.
Now you've got the perfect retro
Actually, I don't know
supercar
if that
for a
makes
cruise
any
on
sense.
Waikiki Beach. Congratulations.
Okay, time to do the new car cutscene with the Lambo. At least with this car, it'll at least be somewhat appropriate if they do the whole donuts thing. Oh, they're gonna do the donuts thing, what am I saying? It's a ground car. They've done it for every other ground car. Why would this be any different? You know, this makes me wonder. If there were any playlist that would give you a boat as a reward, would they have to like make up an entirely new cutscene? Like instead of a, you know, some sort of nondescript road, they would have to put down a water path instead. They could still like do the donuts thing, but it would have to be in the water now instead of, you know, on the road for obvious reasons. Or if you could just like do the boat flying off into the distance like they do the plane taking off. That would probably work too.
Let's complete this playlist.
Look at that. Host Kara briefly. So it really is just a continuation of the drift. Alright, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah, new challenges unlocked for these. Okay. Now real quick, let's see what other playlists we have. Electric Odyssey. Motorsports. Okay, so this is where the tire meter will probably come into play. And then Dream Cars. And wait, is that it? Oh wait, no, we have the bikes playlist also. Okay, so we have 4 playlists, and then we also have the main stage legacy playlist, which I do want to perhaps go through. Partially because I want to see them, and partially because I want to maybe see more of what this game has to offer, because I do enjoy what they're putting out so far. Oh right, and there's also Drift Experience Volume 2, so we got like 5 of these and 5 of these, and I'll probably put out more main stage legacy playlists as I go through the other ones. What should I do next week? I'll probably do Drift Experience Volume 2, we'll get that out of the way. Maybe I'll do Bikes and Electric Odyssey? Just go down the line here. Yeah, and then we can do Motorsports, Dream Cars, and then start on the main stage legacy. Yeah. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it? But for now, we've done ourselves 3 playlists. We got to do a little bit more drifting. We got to check out the island from the perspectives of water and air. And then we got to drive a bunch of high-end Lamborghinis at the end. That's a pretty good night, don't you think? Good times at Oahu that we've had so far, and we're gonna keep on having them. But I think for now, this is where I'm gonna call it. Yeah. So thanks to everyone who came by and checked me out, hung around, chatted, and even if you just lurked, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on Friday where we'll continue the Outer Worlds. We're going to continue going on diversions because I have some side quests in another place I need to go to and finish up. And if Roseway's any indication, we might be spending a lot of time there, so we might not get to Monarch just yet, but we'll definitely get items, experience, money, parts, so, you know, we'll be better prepared for when we go back to the main story. In any case, I hope you look forward to it, but for now, let's look for someone to raid. So I need to fire up some music in the meantime. We're gonna go back to the Crew Motorfest playlist and let that continue. Some music in the background here. Turn down the volume. Okay. Let's start looking. Man, sure it feels nice to not feel like things are going way over time. Of course, it was my decision to play a fourth playlist last week, but you know what? I made the small amount of use out of fast travel, so it wasn't completely useless. Okay. Alright. I think I might have found someone to raid. I hope they're not ending, cause sure would like to raid them. We will see. Channel. Alright, let's see if this goes through. Alright, cool. Alright, Robert the Knight is playing Baldur's Gate 3. You're probably well acquainted with that now. Anyways, it's gonna be a fun time, right? Kick back and relax with a little role-playing inspired by D&D universe. Okay, raid message. Ah, sorry, finally got into bed. Ah, sorry, hope you had a fun stream. Yeah. Good times, and again, thanks for the follow, and thanks for hanging out. Have yourself a good rest. Raid message. What should our raid message be? I guess since we went in, like, you know, all the forms of transportation. Ah. Typos. I can get it through before the timer runs out. Of course, I may dip to avoid spoilers. I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 too, but happy to meet you. Ah, good to meet you too. Alright, if you're joining on the raid, give them land, air, and sea raid. And if not, have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you on Friday for the Outer Worlds. Alright, take care.